is the Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Hi.
It's radio time. Ooh, hope everyone had a good weekend. You have a good weekend.
Oh, yeah. The weekend's always kind of good because you can sleep late.
Well, the weather changed, so
yeah,
people were out and about. I'm going to burn my winter coat, my winter hat, my long johns, my Merrills in one big pile.
Yeah.
Even though I could get another season out of all this stuff, I never want to wear. I don't want to wear this coat ever again.
Yeah.
It's been the longest fucking winter.
It really has, and I guess Thursday we're going to get fucked again with some
cold, late-minute
cold temperatures.
Late-minute crap, though. We'll be all right. We're on the way out, finally.
I've had it. Did everyone spring ahead? Did you spring ahead? I was noticing... I don't have to touch anything anymore. You don't have to set your clocks ahead anymore. I don't know why they tell people that.
My stove's a little old, but now that matches up.
Is that it?
Yeah, because I never changed it the other time.
Oh, you didn't change it last time.
So now it finally matches up.
So you have 6 good months a year and 6 bad months a year with your stove clock?
Right. I just, now it all matches up, but you're right.
But everything just changes itself.
I woke up yesterday morning looking at my stuff going, wait a minute. Wait, do I have to change this, or did it change on its own? I was trying to figure it out.
Because years ago, you just had to change everything. The clock, you take it off the wall in your kitchen.
Right.
Your kitchen clock and turn the dials.
This is the way it should be.
Right.
So stop with the fallback crap.
Yeah.
We're not farmers anymore. Even farmers aren't farmers anymore.
No, just leave it like this.
They got sod on their farms. That's not farming.
Leave it like this.
I'm talking about the Long Island farmers. I don't know about the rest of the farmers out there, but that was the initial reason for doing this, so you could get up early.
Yeah, something about that. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb to just knock everyone into darkness in the fall like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you're just hanging on for that last bit of light. It's already taken care of it on its own by getting, shorter and shorter days. And then we decide as humans, like, no, we got to make it even worse.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing.
Thanks.
It doesn't make sense anymore.
I was kind of getting used to driving in. I stared noticing, like,
just
it's getting a little light. This is cool. And now it's just dark again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you, miss you, son. Come back and see us soon.
I do like the lighter though.
Yeah, of course.
That's
who doesn't?
A fun thing.
So why would we just, throw that away?
Just leave it alone.
It's darker longer now, right in the morning.
Yeah,
that's what I prefer. I like it like that. I like coming in pitch black.
Really?
Yeah, and then I like it later, like 7, 8 o'clock. Let up your.
Well, now it's about 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
we're pushing 7 o'clock before the sun goes down. I guess something like that. I don't know. You do get a little extra after the sun goes down, anyway.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Oh.
The sun's down. Shouldn't we just go into darkness right away? I know there's a real answer, and I kind of know the answer, so don't call.
So don't call.
It's kind of a joke.
What is Cosmos?
What is the answer? I don't know it.
It's not really down yet. It's just our perspective.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, it's, if you
look at it, I go to you, right?
If you go a little higher,
right? Help me before I sound stupid.
Yeah. The horizon.
Did you watch Cosmos last night?
It's a premiere, right?
Did you watch?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's getting rave reviews, man. People really dig it.
I saw it was great.
And they are noticing the dramatic walk out of frame.
Oh, really? They noticed that one?
Neil Tyson does. Yes.
I almost twittered a picture of that. I watched the disc on the road, and I almost twittered a picture. There's one where he's behind a wall in, Italy or something, and then he walks off dramatically.
Yeah. Dramatically.
And I was like, I got a photograph.
I might have to do a montage of the walk-offs.
Very dramatically.
Yeah, he's good with the dramatic walk-off.
Yes.
I saw a parade yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Even though I was bitching about it.
You went to Huntington, I assume, and watched.
Then I'm standing there going, why am I doing this?
Why?
I don't like this.
Terrible.
And even my son, he's not even 4, looks at me and goes, I'm bored.
Of course.
I'm like, all right, let's go get ice cream, even though it's 40 degrees.
It's the shittiest fucking parade.
It broke down to the whole town was marching.
Yeah.
So then, I needed to get across the street. Yeah, there, I took a picture of.
There it is.
Well, that was just a cheap way to get a plug for F.H. Riley's, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's a picture on my Instagram, Opie Radio, of F.H. Riley's with a whole bunch of people in front waiting for the parade to start.
Yeah.
So, a little festive.
How long did he take before he got bored?
20 minutes tops. He heard a few sirens. That was cool.
Yeah.
No offense to the bagpipers, but he thought you guys were ridiculous. Completely ridiculous.
The bagpipes. Oh, no.
And then I got him into the bit. We just started going, why are these cars in the parade? And then he kept turning to me and repeating, like, what? Another car? Why is it in the parade?
Another car with people waving.
Just car dealerships, nobodies.
That's like a bad parade.
Like, I don't know, women that a little chubby to be the
kind of, yeah,
whatever they are for the parade. I don't know. What is this?
Grand Marshal or
I don't know.
Or the ones they just pop up on the back of the convertibles.
Yeah, all that
so
crap.
They could wave. Yeah.
Then there's a party DJ on the back of a flatbed just cranking
hard
tunes.
driver hits?
Yeah, with a hard. Actually, yeah. It could have been Dennis.
Denny.
But Denny is lazy. He doesn't go for the big gigs. And then a whole bunch of people just dancing. I'm like, who are those people? Why are they in the parade?
Yeah.
So then he got bored, and I wanted to get across the street back to the F.H. Riley side, but you can't just do that. So I just hopped the barrier with my son, and I just walked the parade for a while.
Oh, shit.
Until I saw the ice cream place, and I cut over to the right, and no one knew the difference.
So you were in the parade,
I just blended in.
Was he excited to be in the parade, or did he not?
No, he didn't give a crap. He just wanted ice cream. But you can't walk the sidewalk, so I'm like, hey, maybe that's what everyone else is doing.
That's probably what it is. They're just trying to get somewhere else,
Right.
not in the parade. And then it turns out, I was like, oh, why are these nobodies in the parade?
It was good to be in Huntington, though. I miss Huntington.
You can't get around during that parade.
No.
It's really hard to get around.
Yeah.
No parking anywhere. You got to park 18,000 miles away.
Well, we want to get that second floor going, but the town's being a real pain in the ass because there's no parking left in Huntington, so they're really not allowing, expansions. So my brother's kind of given up on expanding upwards, unfortunately.
That sounds great. Nice progress.
But
wouldn't you want to do that? Yeah.
Especially because my brother's been there 8-9 years now. He's a solid business owner, so when you want to, make the business owners that are really doing very well, want to help them out.
You'd think.
Because there's restaurants closing down every other day in Huntington.
Yeah.
But he's been able to survive thanks to the show, to be honest with you. At first, thanks to the show. Those lean years when he was still working on his reputation, we were able to, help the numbers. But now he doesn't need us at all. Jesus, that place is just kicking.
Oh.
But they don't have parking.
Yeah, parking in there is horrendous.
So why don't they just figure out parking? Because the town is, but the town is thriving. That's a good problem if people can't find parking.
Yeah.
I went and saw Jim Breuer the night before in Huntington as well.
Breuer.
I was going back and forth from the city.
Yeah. Oh, you did that drive a couple of times?
Twice. Went out to see Breuer Saturday night at the Paramount. Those people are doing a great job of that theater. I just told Jimmy he's got to play this place. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
Place
yeah.
They put a lot of money in refurbishing this thing. It's really, really nice inside. Really nice. And they're doing like 170 shows a year, Jim was telling me. One of the guys that owns it. Yeah. And Breuer was there, and he's just
Breuer.
He's ridiculous how good he is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He did 6 bits in an hour and 15 minutes.
He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
But they're just amazing.
Yeah.
We were all talking around me. I was with a whole bunch of people, and I don't understand why someone like Jim Breuer is not doing 1 million movies in Hollywood. Because he's so animated and could do characters. I don't get it. Because you know all the people that get those breaks, and then Brewer's way funnier.
I don't know why either, because he can act. I mean, again, he was funny on SNL. He's proven he can hold that type of a gig.
I don't understand it at this point. He does so many different characters. I mean, it's so animated. You can tell a good story. His characters that he has.
Characters.
Voiceover, he'd be great for. He could do
animations,
stuff.
whatever.
Yeah.
He gets a little bit here and there, but I don't get that one. I don't understand. Hollywood just sucks.
Yeah.
They are just fucking. They're just picking the wrong people in the end, I think.
Is he pursuing
I really
that stuff
believe
or
that.
no? Like, he might even be pursuing
sure
that.
He has for years. Sure. But he was great. He was great. How was California, Jimmy?
Really good, man. I was worried about ticket sales going out there, and it picked up a lot. And I had one regular radio show out there because the other one they had to cancel because they had spring training stuff. They had to go to spring training.
Oh my God! Who would do that?
But it was dude, it's just awful.
I mean, baseball's exciting around, what, August?
Yeah, exactly.
Not March.
There's no need for spring training.
No one cares about spring training.
Well, the players, it's good for them, but not for everybody else.
No one cares.
What are you talking about? They haven't even played one game out of 162 yet.
Those baseball geeks that bring the fucking stat sheets to the fucking game. Those are the people.
Catchers.
Oh, shut up.
I got
Mo and Queebs.
You know what? I got a brother-in-law. Yeah, he's a dweeb.
Really? One of those?
He lives in Florida and can't get enough of spring training. Ugh.
Why?
I don't know. It's the worst.
The Grapefruit League.
My older sister's husband is all in with this. Yuck.
Wow, that's terrible.
I think it is.
Shit.
I think it is.
Really?
Although you get to see your team, in an intimate setting, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, they play in those stadiums that don't hold a lot of people down there. But I don't know. I don't like going to a regular baseball game. Why would I go to a spring training
spring training.
So they were at spring training, so they had to cancel your interview?
Yeah, I did do one regular radio show, and I forget the guy's name. He was a nice guy. It was like an alt-rock station. He was good.
Yeah.
But I get in there, and this is like what regular radio is. Like, you get in there, and I'm...
What channel? What,
I don't remember.
I'm used to channels at this point. What station?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know what station you walked into a mere couple days ago?
No idea.
Holy crap.
I do so many of them when you're on the road. I'll remember the guy.
Right.
Think about it.
But a lot of times they just introduce you and you walk right in.
That's got to be insulting to that station.
But nah, they don't. They didn't know me either. Like, I walk in there, right, and I walk in.
They didn't know you.
No idea. Two sales guys that stand there, and they say to the club guy, they go, "Oh yeah, he looks familiar to me." They're like, because I didn't recognize you from your bio, but now I recognize you. And then the woman who was working there, I guess she was at the head of sales, goes, "Oh yeah," and she goes, "This is Jim Newton."
Oh no, Jim Newton.
So they walk me back.
Little reality check, huh?
Absolutely, dude. And they walk me into the stage. And before I go on air, we're talking. And the DJ's a good dude. He's just, he's playing music and trying to make a living. And they're like, he's like, "Do you want me to lead you anywhere?" And the woman, the head of sales, is going, he's like, "What bits do you want to do?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to really do any bits."
Yeah.
Right.
And she's like, "Well, you have to do some bits." The woman jumps in, and she goes, "You have to do some bits." And I'm like, "Well, I don't do that on the air." I mean, conversationally,
Wait, who was this woman?
She was the head of sales, I think.
What?
Why's she
is
telling
in there?
you?
Well, she was telling more him that,
Oh, that's funny. You got to do bits.
And it was almost like watching parents scold their son in front of you, and then he has to go, "Well, yeah, like the last couple," then he has to explain what, like the last couple comics that were in didn't do many bits. They just talked a little bit, but they weren't great performances.
Right.
So we actually had a really good time because I just spoke. But I mean, we just talked about whatever.
You didn't do bits?
It drove, but I'm thinking to myself, this is why radio
They're stupid.
falls into the toilet, because people behind the scenes are telling the on-air guys, this is how you'll be funny, and this guy's just trying to do an entertaining show.
It's why we blew off comics for so many years, because they would come in, especially our Boston years mostly, and they would do bits. And I'm like, oh, if you're a comedian, I would assume you have a funny bone. Can't you just hang and maybe get a few funny lines in? That's all we're looking for.
Just talk,
right?
Just hang out and.
And then when we came to New York, that changed, especially with Jimmy coming on our show.
Jimmy Newton?
Jimmy Newton.
Yeah, Jim Newton.
Jimmy Newton brought the comics that could just be funny.
Yeah. How many of those are going to show up on Twitter?
Oh, I hope a lot of them.
A bunch of Jimmy Newtons.
Yes, I'm related to Fig and Juice.
Juice. Oh, that's got to be weird, though. I don't know how you guys do it, especially if they don't really know you and you just walk in.
Yeah.
I never know if they do or not. Like I heard the guys that wanted to have me on were actually really good. They do like a half hour. It's a classic rock station, and they were looking. That would have been more of people that liked me.
Right. Yeah.
But it was just one of those timing things. So I didn't care. I mean, I enjoyed him more than I thought I would. Like,
And the fans came out?
Yeah, they were really good.
Nice.
Thursday was about half, and then Friday and Saturday were mobbed. I was very shocked.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was a bigger club than I thought, too.
Better numbers than last time you were at that place?
It's been 7 years, so I don't remember.
Oh, Jesus, really?
7 years.
Wow.
But I know that I was really surprised how full it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was nice.
Ooh.
And then you didn't do anything. Just chilled out?
I didn't do anything. I chilled out, watched some TV. That's about it. I sat in front of the TV, play a little Xbox.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, nothing. Just a wasted weekend. I love those, though. Man, there's nothing better than just kicking back on the couch.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, well, you got a couple of
I need to get the hell out.
Little tater tots running around.
I cannot be in my apartment anymore.
No?
I have a nice apartment, yeah, but who cares? I want to be outside.
Yeah?
Enough already.
I don't know.
Enough already.
In L.A., just driving around, opening the... I'm like, just turn the air. I just want the windows open.
Yeah.
Having the windows open and fresh air on you is really delightful.
Yeah, we missed that here.
Forgot how nice air is.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was kind of nice opening the doors and windows and stuff the other day. Nice and warm. Yeah.
Bastards. Well, that plane crash doesn't look good, huh?
Oh, no. I think
There's
it
some
looks
shenanigans
like
going on there.
hijinks and shenanigans going on. A little terrorism, perhaps?
Terrorism.
It just seems like they kind of dropped the ball on that one. They have a couple of passengers with stolen passports.
Yeah.
And then the plane just kind of disappears.
Right. There was a move to turn back or something, right?
Yeah, they're still looking into all
about?
that shit. I don't know. Maybe a bomb.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they blew
I think a
it
bomb
up.
went off. I think something went off, and they lost cabin pressure, and they tried to turn, and then maybe either broke apart.
The whole thing came apart, yeah.
They said you only have a few seconds. If you lose cabin pressure at like 35, 40,000 feet, you have, what do they call it? Useful consciousness or something, where you have a few seconds to actually do something with the aircraft. Otherwise, you just, like Payne Stewart's plane when they all just kind of blacked out. Like that's maybe what happens at that height.
Yeah. The pilots usually, they train for that shit. They put on their own oxygen masks and hopefully fly the plane. But if it comes apart, there's nothing you can really do about that.
Yeah.
And they said it just disappeared from the radar, so that pretty much says catastrophic structural failure. Yeah. I don't even think they've found any debris or anything.
Oh, what, a little oil slick or whatever they're saying?
And they think a door. They think they saw something that looked like a fuselage door, they said.
A fuselage door?
I think they were saying that part of the ocean, it's not that deep, so they could...
Really?
They feel like eventually they'll be able to find some shit.
You gotta find where it went first.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
But that just seems...
I'm just repeating stuff I heard. What am I doing?
That's what we do.
Maybe I should have reashed it myself.
Like you watch the news.
I heard that somewhere and just decided, oh, now I'm an expert.
I'll reiterate.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it's a 770, and I know those are very... 777. What?
777.
777.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
777, and those are pretty safe aircraft. I know that.
Yeah, they're
I've always
relatively
known
new, pretty nice.
that. Right.
Yeah.
They're big. Nice big twin. They always scare me, though, because there's only two engines. Usually you have a third engine. These are twin-engine planes. And 767s are the same thing, but just a little smaller.
A lot of them are...
a lot of twin engines
these days, yeah.
The Airbuses?
Yeah, Airbuses, you'll get 4.
Nice.
Yeah, but for the most part, the Boeings are all like 2 engines now.
The Blasio is going to be on MSNBC. Can we roll tape on that?
What is he talking about? The horse-drawn carriages?
Well, him and Liam Neeson are going at it.
Oh, look out. Liam Neeson.
Well,
look
yeah,
out.
why?
He'll get you.
I don't like this guy, but if you're the mayor, don't ignore what Liam Neeson has to say. How about that? Or ignore what Al Roker has to say.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy?
Well,
You're the mayor. You don't have to listen to what Al Roker has to say.
Liam Neeson.
What was the Al Roker thing? Al Roker couldn't believe that he didn't close the schools or something?
Yeah.
During one of the snowstorms?
Yep.
So he has a beef with Al Roker?
Imagine you're the mayor and you got to entertain some bullshit with Al Roker. Holy Jesus.
Then he went on the Today Show to make sure it was all good. Like he went to Al Roker's house.
Right.
To be like, we're cool, right, Al?
Yeah, you had Al on, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Al.
Was he good?
He was all right. He was good.
Oh,
Where's he at with us?
No.
I had a Twitter beef with him a few years back because I was so pissed off that his fear-mongering kicked everyone out of the Outer Banks while I was down there. And it turned out that year it was a bust and we all could have stayed. But Al Roker was on that beach making sure everyone left because it was good for ratings. So we went back and forth for a little bit there. I was pissed.
And Jim's had a history with him as well.
Yeah, I don't think he cares for me too much. I bashed him in my book.
Oh, right.
And then on the Ron and Fez show that one day, that was a weird thing, though. Like, they were...
What do you mean on the Ron and Fez show one day?
It was a couple years ago. They were 5 years ago now. 4 years. When we first started working here, like we came to Sirius.
Right.
I think it's 4 years right around now.
It was around there. And they had Al in studio, and I think one of them called me or something, where they had mentioned, yeah, we're going to have Al Roker in if you want to call in. So I'm like, okay, and then I got a call, and I want to say it was Pepper Hicks on the phone, and he goes, all right, we got Al Roker in now. And like they were on the. I'm like, oh, okay. So they put me through. So I'm thinking that they had been discussing something.
Okay. Yeah.
So they go, okay, Jim, we got Al. So they're like, all right. Like, it was almost like I just called in randomly, which I didn't. And I didn't yell and scream at him. I just asked him about the, I guess, blogging about I was getting fired. He's like, I had nothing to, I forget what he said, but.
Cop out.
Yeah, he didn't want to, he didn't really want to.
It had nothing to do with what?
But he felt like he was sabotaged, and that annoyed me because I didn't sabotage the guy. I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't call in to sabotage his appearance. They called me.
Right.
But yeah, I don't think he cares for me at all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's definitely aware of you guys, but he's of the opinion that everybody's entitled to have their own opinion.
Hey, there you go.
Did you ask him about us?
Yeah, well, I did last time I talked to him.
Oh, what did he say that time?
Multiple interviews with the rich and famous.
My pal Al.
The Al Roker should be one time and done.
Exactly.
What is he going to give you the second time around?
The second time...
You should only grill that guy. He's a cancer for our business. He's not good.
No.
The second time was when, you know, he came back and all his news stories about him sharding in the White House and
that
sleeping in, and
did you have
Ann
tea
Curry
with the guy?
leaving the Today Show. No, I just talked to him.
Yeah. What'd you do? Tell me you agree with the Imus firing and you guys bonded? Traitor.
Traitor.
Being a nappy-headed boy yourself.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, that's offensive to you.
You should be very offended.
By Mr. Imus?
Mr.
Yes.
Imus.
You're a bit nappy. You nappy-headed hoe.
Yeah.
That's what got him.
Can you believe it?
This world's stupid.
Nappy-headed hoe.
Outrage over nappy-headed hoe.
It was
really?
ridiculous then, and
It's
now
still
it just
ridiculous.
seems even more ridiculous.
Especially because it's still even more, like now listening back to it, it really was just a silly old man.
Just a silly old man with a throwaway line.
I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with
just
the
being
firing.
funny that day.
Oh, good for you, Jim.
I didn't care for that, and I think that this type of language has to be done responsibly, and I'm glad we're banning e-cigarettes, too. That's
Blasio's
important.
Giant.
Huh?
He's a giant man, Blasio.
Yeah, he's going to
Very
go down as
tall.
one of our worst mayors.
Yeah.
He, there's something not right about him. I'm
You want the
telling you.
horse-drawn carriages?
It's going to take a little while, but there's something not right about this guy.
Why doesn't he come down to the stable? The carriages have been taken. Soy sauce.
See the
head,
Asians
that's all
dipping
I-
sushi into his hair?
That's all I think of when I see him now, is his soy sauce hair.
He just wants him to come down to the stables and
Come
check
down
it
to
out.
the stables.
I guess the horses are well taken care of, but it doesn't help when they just, line up on Central Park West waiting for that next ride, and the cabs and everyone beeping and
the
flying
poor
by
things.
them. That's got to be hell on your nerves,
Standing in the heat.
on your little horse nerves.
Do that little thing where they pick up their foot and they're like,
Right.
What does that mean?
Slam it down. Yeah, they're impatient.
Okay.
They probably just want to fucking gallop somewhere. Mm-hmm. Give me some running room, motherfucker.
That's right.
I bet they don't get many chances to run.
None.
You know, horses gotta run.
Run!
Poor things.
Yeah, I hate those things. I can't wait till they just fuck him and his dumb... I have a lot of friends who do that. Do you? Get him acting jobs then, hot shit. Why should put him in the movies?
Or at least suggest that the horses stay in Central Park.
Yeah,
But
the park.
they
it'd
won't
be
get as
fine.
many, tourists.
No,
Tourists
people-
want everything nice and easy for them right there.
They want to be like a movie where they leave the plaza and they hop in the
God.
horse and buggy.
I've never done the horse and buggy.
I'm trying to think if I ever did that. I don't think I have either.
I've lived in New York, about 11 years now, something
Yeah.
like that. 12 now, maybe? Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah, it costs a fortune, and I think by the time I was able to afford it, it just seemed so stupid to do.
Right.
Like, that is some hacky shit I would have done, like, years ago and thought it was the greatest.
Really?
Yeah, like when me and the dumb wife went to fucking go see Cats on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I got a limo and went to the Russian tea room.
Ew.
Because I thought it was
douche.
like
Where's that guy?
a night out in the big city, like I'm a mover, shaker, and a player. Oh, God. Wearing my fucking suit that I bought at Sid's Pants at the mall. What a white trash piece of Long Island shit.
And that's now.
Yes.
And you're better than you used to be.
You just described thousands of people's weekends.
Of course. It's terrible.
Know how many people do exactly that every
Oh,
weekend?
God. Isn't this great? Look, we're out in the big city with a limousine.
Do people understand that limos have become hack?
It's so bad. Just get an SUV and fucking do it that way. The stretch limo with the moonroof and shit is so hacky.
We've been in a bunch of those over the years.
Yeah. I don't mind taking one to the Borgata because then I could sleep. I could stretch out. But to go to an event and pull up in a limo is... It's so. I don't know. Ronnie laughs his ass off. I was like, like they got us the prom limo.
Right. That's a nobody too.
Yeah.
And you pop out.
Who's that?
And you pop out of a limo and you see the disappointment on everyone's faces because they thought they were going to see Brad Pitt or something coming out of a limo.
I remember getting out of the limo when we went to go see, Cats. Yeah. Me and the wife. And I remember standing by the door of the limo with it open a little longer than I should so people could see.
Right.
Ew. Like, look
what I got.
I was hoping people would look and be like, ooh, who's that? Who's that? It's Anthony Cumia from Apollo Air Conditioning.
That big shot.
Yes, I'm a big shot.
How much did the limo cost you?
Oh, who the hell knows?
You don't remember?
It was probably, a couple of hundy. Couple of hundy. And I probably fucking japped the guy on the tip. I don't know. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do is right.
I remember
Blasio. Hold on.
Oh, there he is.
That's right.
Really?
So you were born here, but your family moved up.
Moved up there when I was just 5 years old.
Yeah.
As I said, 1967, Impossible Dream.
So you're there.
1975, Carlton Fisk. I lived through all that.
Killing. My Lord.
Sorry, Willie. Truth's the truth.
You know I'm the only Yankee fan at this table in New York City?
Always.
As the mayor of New York City.
Oh, boy. Listen to this rambling.
So we've got a lot to talk about.
How are your kids doing?
They are wonderful.
Good.
How's the job? It's kind of boring, isn't it?
Nah, it's pretty boring.
Nothing
I was expecting
going
a little
on.
more excitement.
And by the way, what's with the snowstorm? Hey, one snowstorm
What
after
is
another
this?
after another. You're doing a crappy job on that front. I want it warm. Okay?
It's coming up.
What the hell are they talking about?
Snowstorms in 7 weeks.
See, I told people if they elected you, this city was going to hell.
Yeah.
And
Polar
look what you're
vortex.
doing.
See what happened?
Polar vortex. And where's your global warming? I'm all in support of
That's
global
I
what
was
warming.
expecting that global warming damage, Jeff. What happened?
This is so bad.
Terrible mayor interview.
Yeah.
Let's not get into your problems.
This would be a new area of research.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Mayor, we've got a lot to cover. Let's start first, though.
I'll let you cover it.
Because, I'm a uniter, not a divider.
That's right.
Let's start by something that unites, I think, most people around this table in New York, and that is pre-K.
Yeah, who would be against that?
Mika is very excited to participate with you guys and the board. Jeff came from.
Some sort of
Just see what these idiots talk about.
Oh, it's just awful.
Bring us a clip if it's good.
Yeah.
Missing plane mystery.
Yeah.
May have disintegrated in there. Jeez. Another American may have been on board. I tweeted about it over the weekend. Like, we all understand the tragedy of this Malaysian, airplane. But they have to do, and there were 2 infants on board.
Yeah. And they have to say, like, there were Americans, too, so you could care a little more about them than you can these other foreign people.
Yeah, they follow a pattern. Plane crash, bad. Americans on board, even worse.
And now we're hearing a victim could be from our area.
Right.
What?
Even worse. And then they nail you with and there were 2 infants on board.
Oh.
To me, those are the least tragic because the infants had no idea what's happening.
They don't know.
Sure. They don't understand anything, so they hear a big boom. They don't understand
like,
what the plane's
I'm hungry.
going. Yeah.
Wow.
Big boom. Daddy drunk again. They don't know.
But why do they have to do that? Why do they have to add that there are infants involved in a tragedy?
Oh, the news loves it.
It's already a tragedy. We get it. And in your own mind, you could assume there's going to be all walks of life on that plane.
Yeah.
Guess what? There were probably a few scumbags that died as well.
Especially if there were terrorists on board.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
How awful is it? They just keep showing the grieving families.
I know.
That's not news. If they were like line dancing and having fun waiting, that's newsworthy. That's something I'd like to see because that's shocking. Them crying in the airport is disgusting that they just keep showing it.
Why would they show that?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Watching someone's grief like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
They love
Why?
it. They love it.
And they shove the cameras right in their faces.
Yeah. So what are you thinking now?
What do you think they're thinking?
That they're dead and I'm sad.
Right.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Oh, man, that is terrible.
Yeah.
So.
Godspeed. Where are you? Where'd you go?
Guad?
Yeah, they went up to Guad. That's it.
Guad will take care of them now.
Oh, by the way, my stupid ex-wife also had bought
sorry, I interrupted you there, but I wasn't sure if that mayor was going to say anything. They went live, so I apologize. Yes.
She also had borrowed a big fur coat for the occasion.
Ew. Who's he, Joe Namath?
Yeah, like we were hot shots.
Where was it?
It's so bad.
Whose fur coat?
I don't even remember. Might have been a relative, like an aunt or something.
Did the fur coat get returned in one piece?
I think it did.
Okay,
probably had a fucking Jack Daniels spilt on it. Poor fucking dead animal. Yeah, I was. In hindsight, I wish somebody would have thrown paint on her.
You were big shots, night in the town.
Oh, night in a town. Big limousine.
Went to the Russian tea room.
Russian tea room for one of the included dinners with the show deals. It wasn't even like, oh, let's go here and do something.
But who was in the Russian tea room?
What do you mean?
It was the place to go, but it was the place to go for all us loser Long Island people.
Exactly. It was like...
So the whole place was filled with loser Long Island
people.
Like ourselves.
Yes. It was definitely... Because when you bought the tickets to the show, you also had the option of buying a dinner at the Russian tea room, so you would get it as part of the deal.
Right.
And like you said, yeah, the whole place is just full of people that also opted for the deal.
But they talked about the Russian tea room as being this special place. But I guess it's not a special place anymore. Maybe back in the day it was.
Maybe.
But now they decided this is a way we could keep it going.
Yeah.
The legendary Russian tea room.
So fucking
you
embarrassing.
walk in and you're like, what? That's my plumber over there.
So embarrassing.
Right.
And then I remember going to a fucking family event or something after that and sitting and talking to the family. Oh, Cats was great. It was fantastic. Oh, yeah, no, we took a limo in.
Can you imagine being in there? It's a big night out and you think you're hot shit waiting for celebrities and you look over and you're like, wait, that's the guy that put my air conditioning in.
Yes.
What the fuck is he doing?
What is he doing
and who's
here?
that? He's picking me up off the floor.
Exactly. Just, what a fucking asshole.
Let me say hi to Don in Pennsylvania. Don.
Is it Don on the phone?
Hey, man.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
Hey. Oh, nope.
I think those limos are so hacky prom shit. But I got to tell you, I love to get the Hummer limo and take my kids from Little League at the end of the year to get ice cream. That's about all they're good for.
Yeah, I mean, it works for that age, of course.
Hummer limo, you said those things in the wrong order, sir.
Love you, Jimmy.
Of course it works for kids that age. We're talking about we're grown people, and we think we're cool when we go in a limo.
Yeah, that's crap.
All right, bro.
Just can never get the image of the movie Big out of my head when I'm in a limo. It's like, he would find this entertaining. With the door locks. It was fucking great.
We were in a few limos in Boston.
Yeah.
Remember the dick that goes, I don't like limos.
Yeah.
We're guilty of this.
Yeah. Yes.
When we put out the Men in World with that shyster.
Right.
With that shyster. We were celebrating that the CD was doing really well. It was charting nationally and stuff. So we get the bright idea. We get a limo and go to Little Italy. Not Little Italy, the North End.
Yeah.
For some Italian food at the restaurant where the guy would hit on my girlfriend at the time every single time we went.
Well, she let it be known that she didn't want any part of it.
Oh, yeah, of course she did.
Did she?
No.
Oh, she loved the attention.
Yeah.
And so we pick up the guy in the limo, and me and Ann are like, isn't this great? The CD's doing well. We'll have a nice dinner in North End and got a limo. This fucking shyster had to actually say, I don't like limos.
I don't like limos. Oh, really?
What a dick.
Rain on our parade.
As he's counting the fucking cash on the side.
Count the poster money.
Did you guys do really well on that CD financially?
Jesus, dude.
Oh, boy.
God, it sold so well. And we might have made... Maybe we made $10,000 each. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Whoops.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we were splitting a quarter per unit or something.
Shakers and deal makers. That's what we were.
Wasn't that what we were? Wasn't it like a quarter, or was it 75 cents? I'm trying to remember.
Even remember.
It's been so
anymore.
many years now. We've been.
Oh, you mean 25 cents? You don't mean a quarter as a percentage?
No.
I mean a literal quarter.
I think it might have been 75 cents. I think
75
cents per CD we made that we had a split. So
how did Bob let that happen?
37. It was before Bob.
Pre-Bob.
Oh, okay.
37.5 cents each per unit sold, and we didn't. But his accounting was horrible.
Oh yeah.
So in the end, I don't think it even came out to 37.5 cents each per unit.
Yeah.
And then we sold a shitload of T-shirts with the Demented World logo on it and posters. We never made a CD again because we had such a horrible experience. We're like, who would do this? And the guy would have just a stack of cash because all our fans were buying the posters at the time and the T-shirts. And there he is. We've told the story a million times, but I love telling these stories over and over again. In the corner, just counting out the money as we're just signing for 8 straight hours.
With his back toward us, like trying to hide it.
Right.
What a prick.
I think I nudged Ant, like, look at that fucking guy.
There he is. Just counting.
And then the shyster wasn't even smart enough to, like, print more copies when we moved to New York. He would have made a killing, especially back then. You know.
Yeah.
I think his accounting was shoddy.
Oh, boy, was it.
Shoddy accounting, yes.
Oh, boy, was it. And then he wanted to represent us and be our agents.
Oh, my God.
He brought us to a food court at a mall somewhere in Boston with, like, this big black guy who was cool. He came around.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
He wasn't a bad guy.
But he was supposed to be, like, the intimidation.
Yeah, he was supposed to be his muscle or something.
His muscle.
And they had contracts they wanted us to sign in a food court at a mall.
Yeah.
Thank God we were smart enough to say, get the fuck out of here.
Take a hike.
Right. Who knows what that contract said?
We'd probably be still indebted to him.
Oh, probably.
But you'd have to get out of it. You'd have to have Luca Brasi put a gun to his head.
Right. But I don't even know what happened to that guy.
Yeah.
He finally went away.
Thank God.
He was such full of shit. He was the bozo guy, right?
Yes, the new bozo.
He represented the new bozo, and he thought we
That was his big pitch to us. Like, hey, look at my stable of clients.
Right.
Bozo.
And we're like, Bozo the clown. And
the new bozo.
My eyebrows went up a little bit. I'm like, oh, wow, Bozo the clown. That's not too bad. And then it turns out it's the new bozo. It's not even the original bozo.
Bozo. That's hilarious.
And then the most embarrassing story ever, you know, the song Na 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 Hey Hey Goodbye. It's a little band called Steam.
Was that it?
Yeah. Na 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 Na. Yeah.
And he said he named the band because he was in the studio at the time when they were recording that song, and they needed a name for the band. And also he looked at a radiator or a radiator, however
and the
you say
steam
it.
started coming out of it.
And he said, "How about Steam, guys?
Steam."
And they went, "Oh, wow, that's a great idea." He was telling us this story.
You believe him?
Went on and on. The story went on and on forever, and we were just sitting there like, right?
No. Didn't believe him.
And he probably didn't even say that. He probably goes, "Hey, how about we call the band That's Hot, Don't Touch It?"
Yeah.
Like, no, that's no good.
Could you look up the band Steam, their Wikipedia? I want to see if they.
Yeah.
I want to see if they have a story on how they were named. Try to find the part where they came up with the name Steam.
Band history.
Did it have something to do with a radiator?
It's in there.
Or a radiator. I guess it depends where you are in the
I
country.
say radiator because it
I say radiator.
It radiates.
I say radiator because it's rad.
Radiator.
It's rad.
There's no story about their name, huh?
Oh, my God.
I think he was fibbing.
Oh.
What?
Hurry up.
Oh, what do you got there, Sam? You look,
And it was a one-hit wonder band, obviously. They didn't do anything else, I don't think.
No.
Nothing? Nothing on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but it says that, it says that the guys who made the song created the band and they named it Steam.
Oh.
Because it was somebody else's song and they just fucked with it.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with Steam?
Yeah.
But it had nothing to do with the radiator or anybody else in the studio.
No, that's what you say.
Yeah.
Exactly, Sam. Way to libel the guy.
You.
We heard it from the horse's ass.
Yes. Oh, shit.
Oh, God. Yeah. But he had to make sure we Well, we knew that he didn't like limos.
Yeah.
When we weren't making a lot of money, we kind of put out a few bucks for that because we were having a special night to celebrate the success of our CD, where we weren't going to make a dime off, basically.
Very special night.
I took a limo with you. Do you remember we took a limo together early on when I first started going into NEW?
Yeah.
And it was to a Penthouse event. It was. I think Anthony had met us. But I remember being. You might have even been in the car. I don't remember.
Oh.
But I remember Opie saying to me, like, "We're going to get you some money. If you keep coming in, we're going to get you some money." I remember that was where you told me you were going to get me some money.
And soon,
in a limo on the way to
soon
Penthouse.
that's going to happen, Jimmy.
Yeah. And maybe someday.
He told me that recently. But yeah,
wow, I remember this.
Yes, we were on our way to a Penthouse event. I don't remember what the event
to
was.
look at some tits.
Yes, we were there to look at some tits. And yeah, for some reason that stuck out. Like, you're like, "We're going to get you some money." I'm like,
I used to go to a lot of strip clubs. So I don't remember this Penthouse event.
I don't either. I just remember because it was one of my first, like, oh my God, there's gonna be some chicks here, like,
Right.
And they, like, we weren't a burden when we showed up. Like, they were happy to see everyone. Like, oh my God, the show came.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
All right, we're gonna take a break, even though Ant's halfway through his. Oh,
Yeah,
you
my
ate too
sandwich.
already. Huh?
I just could eat my oatmeal.
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
We'll break and get into some other things here.
Indeed.
We played the. Is she coming in, the Duke porn star?
She will be. I mean, not today, but yeah.
Soon, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
We didn't talk to her. We played some of the clips from Piers Morgan.
I watched a few of her porns over the weekend.
Someone was tweeting me overnight saying that her calves are fucked up or something.
Oh, she's a cutter.
She is a cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you
I
can
heard
see
that.
some scarring on her legs and stuff.
Oh, right up my alley.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Please.
Would you bang her?
Oh, fuck yes. A second.
That cutting thing's rough. Who invented that shit?
I don't know.
That helps Jim Norton, though. The more they cut, the more likely I am to have some quality they enjoy.
Yes. Oh, it's terrible.
If a girl is drinking heavy and you see those cut marks, that turn you off.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I smell that shit out. So I could smell them the way Hannibal Lecter could smell Laird du Temps.
God.
That's fucking great.
Opie and Anthony.
Elliot Spitzer apologized for his hooker scandal 6 years ago. That's not 6 years ago, is it really?
Come on.
Got the U2 on the radio. Nice. There will be no new U2 album or tour until 2015. Did they put out an album, though?
Yeah, right. Didn't they?
Wasn't that an album?
I don't know what that was.
Single.
Yeah, that was just a single.
No.
Oh, what about that other song, though? The cover.
Well,
That was the other side of the single.
they had one song that was on that Mandela soundtrack.
Right.
Why do they?
And then they had just another song.
Why does anyone care? Like, why is that something to announce? You're not going to put out an album.
Everybody assumed that it would be out this year.
Oh, yeah?
It's postponing the album. So I'm assuming they came out with that song to promote an album that they thought would be out soon.
Uh-huh.
That
And
means they're
they're
not
like,
happy
fuck
with
it.
what they got.
They
That's all
listened
that's
back,
about.
Thought it was shite.
Said, oh boy, this is shite.
It's shite.
Everyone's saying, what the fudge?
Yes, that too. What the fudge?
When's St. Patty's Day? Next Monday? I thought it was today.
Did you?
Yeah, it's next Monday.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Then why
Huntington had
why
their
did Huntington have it so
shindig, yeah.
early? They didn't want to compete with the New York one?
Probably.
They do the parade right?
Yeah.
Although that parade is crap, too.
They're all
Parades
parades.
stink.
They suck. Just ancient forms of fucking entertainment for people.
I love a good parade.
I hate a parade. I hate a parade.
All those school bands, they would have nothing to do if we didn't have parades.
Parades. That's what it's for. Yeah,
Yeah.
the school band. Yeah, I'm not a parade guy.
Louis C.K. is going to be on SNL.
Again.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. He
What,
hosted
like 2
before.
weeks? 2 weeks from this coming Saturday, so 2.5 weeks, whatever.
He must be promoting, I'm guessing, the new season of Louis.
That's
Oh, right.
awesome. Good for Louis, man.
All right. You taped something, right?
Of course.
Did you? Of course.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Yeah, I ran right through the scene. That was all I did is I ran through the scene with my arms over my head going, Louie, 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 Louie. But they're going to use it. I wasn't booked, I just did it.
U2's waiting to complete the record until they can book recording sessions with their producers, Ryan Tedder and Paul Epworth.
How busy are these guys?
Well, if you're Ryan Tedder and Paul Epworth, once you drop everything because U2 is waiting for you,
you would think. Like, what are they working on instead?
I feel like U2 they don't have to wait for anybody.
Yeah.
They're U2. Don't they just call up and say, hey, idiots, we want to record today?
Yeah. Oh, look at this dumb hipster hat.
Maybe that's the excuse, though.
Yeah.
Maybe that's they're just saying.
Yeah, I bet you they're not happy with how it's sounding or something. The Edge, U2's guitarist, said that the group has 30 songs we're really excited about in various states of being finished. In an interview with Rolling Stone last year.
Was he wearing his hat? Was he wearing his wool cap when he gave that interview?
He sure was.
Oh, Edge.
He sure was.
Ryan Tedder.
Yeah.
A big deal.
Yeah, but U2's a big deal. Did you see the U2 rejection letter that went viral over the weekend?
Yes.
What is that about?
And I love the people that go, oh, well, obviously the guy was right.
What?
I'm like, look, idiot, if I was going to respond to these people, which I don't anymore, because you just realize there are a lot of shitty people out there, and there's a lot of people that have hate in their hearts.
Yes,
so
we're three of them.
So it's not worth even arguing with them because they don't want to hear any truth bombs.
Right.
They'll always just spin it to prove that they have hate in their hearts. But people like, obviously this guy was right, and I want to write these people back and go, no, he wasn't right. This band has made billions of dollars for people.
What's the letter? I didn't see it.
It's from RCO Records.
Was the guy being sarcastic?
RSO.
RSO Records, excuse me. RSO Records.
Yeah, the Bee Gees and shit back.
Yeah, they were a big record label for a while. And this was from May 10th, 1979. And it's Bono's home address at the time, 10 Cobblewood Road, Dublin. And then it just has an 11? Is that just an 11?
I think that's...
What is that?
IL for Ireland?
Oh, okay. I can't see that from here. I'm sorry.
Ireland, higher.
Can you read it? Because it's hard to see from where I'm at.
10th May 1979. Dear Mr. Hewson...
Bono's last name, of course.
Thank you for submitting your tape of, quote, U2 to RSO.
You see that? Of your tape of, quote, U2.
U2.
They don't even know what U2 is yet.
No.
We've listened with careful consideration, but feel it is not suitable for us at present. We wish you luck with your future career. Yours sincerely.
How'd that work
Say the guy's
out?
name. What are you, crazy?
Alexander Sinclair.
How'd it work out for him? Their future endeavors and whatnot.
They made a lot of money, man.
Yeah?
Billions. So that's why you can't say, well, obviously the guy was right. No, maybe it's not your taste, and that's fine if you're not into U2. But you can't argue the fact that they were they're still an extremely successful band, making a lot of money for people.
Are you sure guy's not kidding when he said that obviously that they were right?
Like, no, you could tell the difference. No, you could tell the difference.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's RSO had like the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, I think.
Nice.
How do you know that?
I remember seeing the logo on the album spinning round and round in my fucking house all the time.
Could you
my
look
mom
up,
had to play it constantly.
Look up RSO. I want to see who they liked instead of U2. In 1979, that was when U2 was hitting. That was around Boy, I do believe, was 79, right?
Well, you just a couple of years later, you got MTV breaking, and they're everywhere.
Everything.
They were, I guess, a management label and then released soundtracks.
Oh, okay.
So they managed the careers of the Bee Gees, Yvonne Elliman, Eric Clapton, and Andy Gibb.
Okay.
That's a lot of money right there, though. Yeah. Those fucking Gibb brothers, holy shit.
And
they did all right.
As a record label, released the soundtracks to Fame, Sparkle, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Times Square, Grease, and Saturday Night Fever.
Okay. That's their hits, though.
Major successes. Those are big fucking
hits. They couldn't squeeze U2 in there?
But
between those soundtracks.
Disastrous commercial and critical failure of RSO's movie version of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Yikes.
Crippled the company.
Wow.
How much did they put into this one shit movie?
How does that cripple the company when they have all those other success stories?
Right.
And then in 1980, the label's most famous act, the Bee Gees, filed a $200 million lawsuit against them.
Maybe that's how it happened.
Claiming mismanagement.
So you two was better off,
mismanagement.
obviously. Yeah.
Bombaroo.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Mismanagement.
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
Did you say that as a person?
Yes.
Oh, you should be killed.
Oh, just terrible.
That'll do it. Getting sued by the Bee Gees.
Yep.
And that terrible fucking... That's Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band movie.
I don't even remember it anymore.
It had like... Who was the cast? Because they all sang...
Give us the trailer.
It's so bad.
It was the Bee Gees.
It was the Bee Gees, but
And
there
Peter
were...
Frampton.
Yes, but there were a lot of guest stars in there that sang Beatles songs horribly.
How could that be a bad movie?
Oh, wow. Is this the trailer? Oh,
yeah.
But hold on to your hats.
Hot air balloon.
Oh,
Oh, it looks bad.
it looks bad. Barry Gibb? Or is that Andy Gibb?
No, one of the
There's-
Gibbs.
They're just singing in front of a bunch of cheering fans in like a gazebo.
Uh-oh.
George Burns.
George Burns.
These instruments
Do you do
have
George
the
Burns?
power
Yeah.
to make dreams come true. And as long as they remained in the Heartland's care, humanity would live happily forever after.
Steal the instruments.
Oh, boy, does this look bad.
And those guys are stealing the instruments and they tie
Fast
George Burns
motion.
up.
They're trying to make it like a Beatlesy movie.
Oh my, this is like Kiss Beats the Phantom.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Kim Cattrall?
I don't know.
What's going on here?
Oh,
Steve
Steve Martin.
Oof.
Oh, imagine rehearsing this.
Oh, he hit his knee with the thing.
Get it?
Oh, Jesus.
Steven Tyler.
Wow.
Much younger Steven Tyler. Peter Frampton with some hair.
Horrible. They're
Why are they
struggling for the
fighting?
mic stand.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Little Brother.
This looks atrocious.
It's really bad. I'm so embarrassed. Peter Frampton's hair is falling out as they're filming.
They're just gluing it back in place.
I love the zap that just put all of a sudden the Sgt. Pepper's outfits on. It's so bad. Oh, the little fake boxing glove coming out.
Goofy.
Who would enjoy this?
Who was that?
Oh my God, does this look bad? I know we're just watching TV on the radio, but
I can't. I don't know what to say about it. It's so incredibly bad, but you can't really.
They're just showing you the end, basically, George. The big party at the end or something.
Yeah. I guarantee that's
Big
the big
finale,
party
right?
at the end.
Oh
Wow,
my
look at
God.
those special effects are great.
Isn't this great?
So I guess that crippled RSO.
Wow, how much did they lose on that, I wonder?
Probably a lot.
Peter
Frampton.
Frampton, the Bee Gees.
Bee Gees. Yes.
And Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band with Steve Martin.
Yep.
Paul Nicholas.
What?
Aerosmith.
Wow.
Alice Cooper.
Oh, boy. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Donald Pleasance.
Billy Preston.
Look at this all-star
And
cast.
George Burns as Mr. Kite.
Mr. Kite.
Oh, come on.
Donald Pleasance. You are Sgt. Pepper. You're the Duke of New York.
Why did this cripple RSO, though? So they had a bad movie, whatever.
Because they probably paid a lot of money
to get all those people.
Yeah, and no one gave a flying fuck about it.
Wouldn't you know if, for whatever reason, you don't have the Beatles in this movie, it's not worth doing?
Right.
There's no way.
And why couldn't the Beatles be in the movie?
Why would they? They're probably like,
what was Ringo doing?
Ringo.
At least
they could at least get Ringo, and then if you get Ringo, maybe you get George.
You'd have to pay for the music rights, too, and that probably would cost them a lot of money.
Yeah, that's probably what cost them a lot. You're right.
And the special effects. You saw the lightning bolts on first.
Right. Did you see the, speaking of music, the Pete Townsend?
What now?
Oh, boy.
More research?
A video of them questioning Pete Townsend.
Oh, about his...
Yeah, from 2000, whatever the hell. About 2005 or something like that.
About his...
Oh, I had it on my Twitter, if you want to go there, Sam Roberts.
I was doing some research.
It's really sad.
That was all.
Depressing. But they're so polite and nice to Mr. Townsend as they question him.
Mr. Townsend.
Keep going down or go to YouTube.
Oh, no. I accidentally downloaded some pictures. Hey?
Yes.
Yes.
No?
I thought they was eating lollipops. Looked like lollipops with big fleshy things on them.
Oh, I was doing a little research, eh?
We'll go to YouTube and put Pete Townsend in there, and it might pop up that way. Make sure you spell it right.
That's Sergeant Pepper is so bad.
It's terrible.
Townsend.
I would watch that to get annoyed.
There it is.
You don't like George Burns' part?
Ugh.
Here we go. Walking Pete in.
Possession of child pornography.
Oh, boy.
And also inciting another to distribute child pornography.
Oh, boy.
Okay, do you understand we've been brought here with moment, right?
Yeah, Tommy. That's me. I wrote it. Let me go.
Dragged him down to the station, though. Look at that.
Yeah, he doesn't look none too happy about this.
Okay. So possession, inciting others to do so. Inciting another to distribute child pornography and also possession of child pornography.
I'd like to let you all know I wrote Quadrophenia. It's fucking brilliant. Let me go.
It's a home address.
I don't know why they didn't edit this, but...
Yeah.
Is it Peter or... Four names, please. Peter... Dennis... Bland...
Oh, boy. Poor guy.
Looks like he's been up all night.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures.
Researching.
Doing a little research.
Yes.
Did he have no images on his computer, though? It was just that he was proving you could use a credit card to buy the porn?
Yeah, something like that.
19th of May, 1945.
1945.
So what is he? He's like
69 now.
69.
Just under 6 foot.
You ever see Woodstock, the movie? I was there.
Your place of birth, please.
It's on stage with my band, my mates. And I'll go now, please.
Cole, C-O-L-E-S? C-O-L-E-S, yes. It's Brian, B-R-I-N, Cole. D-S? Yeah, D-S. And? MIT West. MIT West is like a station, is it?
Oh, boy. Click, 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 click.
I think he's panicking right
now.
Is
he a panicky Pete?
They're just getting the basic info
from
him.
Mr. Townsend, whilst you're at the police station, you have certain rights. The first of those is to speak to an independent solicitor. Free of charge, you have one present, okay? The second is to have someone told you've been arrested. You can also consult the Codes of Practice, which is a book of ours that covers our powers and procedures, okay?
Oh.
Do you want anyone informed you've been arrested? Yes, you do. Who do you want to inform? Sorry, do I want to... Anyone informed? You asked me if I've been informed. Do you want anyone?
Yes.
And do you want to consult the Codes of Practice of ours that covers our powers and procedures? Okay.
Have I informed you that I wrote My Generation?
Oh, he's putting his old man glasses on.
Spectacles.
Yeah. Viewing.
That's just up here.
Yes. What's that?
And on the next line there to say that you want to speak to a solicitor as you have one present.
They are polite, aren't they?
Yeah. Yes. Maybe you've heard Pinball Wizard. Me.
Again, me.
You can't arrest a genius. Oh man.
Oh, he
just looks like some
Can
old
you pause
dude.
this real quick?
He's sitting there going, I wonder what they got.
Oh God.
If you're doing research, this is why are you so nervous? If you're doing that research and you almost expect to get caught, why are you that nervous?
It's my opinion that he is one of the luckiest men alive.
I agree.
Okay. That's my opinion.
Is it your opinion he dodged the bullet?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
A little hairless bullet.
You got to say it's your opinion, trust me.
Yeah.
You know.
He could have been Gary Glitter.
But I don't know. It's way too fishy.
Yeah.
He got very lucky, I do believe. They couldn't nail him on it officially.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea. Keep going. The video's a bit mundane, but it's fascinating that they're just...
Everybody that comes in the police station, they might sound personal, the questions, but it's to try and help people out, those people that need help or are at risk, okay? Are you suffering from an illness, injury, or medical or mental health condition?
Well, a little deafness from, playing in front of festival crowds. My arm hurts from doing that windmill thing that everyone has seen because I'm famous.
He says hearing.
Yeah, his hearing.
There's help we give to people with learning difficulties who went to a special school who suffer from mental health problems. Need that help at all?
Shaking his head
Need
no.
help for any other reason? Not that I can think of. Obviously, if you can think of anything that comes to light, just let me know, okay? There's also a drug referral scheme operated at this police station. If you're interested, I can arrange for you to be seen by an independent drugs worker in due course. Are you interested in that at all? Sweet believer. 2 more signatures, please. Just in there.
Thank you. They're very cordial.
Oh, really nice.
They're arresting you for possible child pornography.
Right.
2 more signatures, yeah. And one's for me son. Big fan.
Yeah. Signing a who's next.
Yeah.
That guy could put anything in front of him and tell him to sign.
Right.
Yeah.
You think that guy's freaking out like, holy fuck, this is Pete Townsend from the Who?
Yeah, the fat sergeant or whatever.
He's looking at him.
I've got some property here, Sarge.
His mouthpiece.
Yeah, we'll just start looking at it now.
Got an evidence bag.
Yeah. We've got to take things from you that might harm yourself or any of us, okay? Or might aid your escape. You understand that? Yes.
Hurry up, Chief. We got that Eric Clapton arson case we're working on.
He's just emptying his pockets now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
God knows what's going to fall out of that coat.
Some underoos.
Yes. One bar of chocolate. one imitation red leather. Showing some fans outside the police station.
Oh.
Yeah.
Reporters.
All right, then. Move along. Nothing to see here.
The last thing you want to see in a police station is your computer in a baggie.
Isn't that the truth? Oh, Pete.
Contained in a file. Marked Internet Child Abuse.
Oh.
File.
Internet child abuse.
Oh, boy.
That one complete now, is it? Yeah. And there's
Suddenly being Keith Moon about now, isn't it? It's a viable option. Oh, Jesus. That guy's a rock star. Boy, you don't want to be this guy.
252.
No.
Barclay card statement. August 2002.
Right.
Looks like older footage.
Yeah.
From that address. Right. Anything else we've got to book in as well on the customer? Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff en route. Okay.
How serious are the charges he could face?
Potentially very serious. Just possession of indecent images of children could give him 5 years in jail. It all depends on the number of offences and the scope of those offences. Now, Pete Townsend himself, of course, has said that he only went into one internet site once, and that was only for research purposes. But there have been all manner of groups, including children's charities, lining up today to say that there's simply no defence for this, and that just looking is illegal.
Sure. Okay. He'll come to me.
Where's the book, by the way, that he was working on?
Yeah, where is that? I guess he gave up.
Well, we can't guarantee if it's good, though.
What's going on there?
He's leaving with his lawyers.
Yes, there's going to be no allocation of charges. The historical, not from him, but there's going to be no allocation. So there's going to be some therapy 50 years ago.
Can't really hear.
All we can do, Roddy, is give him the option. Give him a contact.
Two cops are talking.
Yeah.
He wants to talk about
legalese.
him as a child. We can pick it up from there as a support for him. There's obviously issues there that have been unresolved in his career. So, the offer's been made, so they're quite aware of it. And we'll make it again before he goes. Let him know he can.
By the way, this cop is in that age group. That's probably one of his fucking heroes.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, he's right in that demo. That
right.
They all been listening
grew
to
up
the
listening
Who.
to the Who.
Yeah.
Is that his computer they're carrying in? Or?
Oh, God, it looks like a computer in a baggie.
You never want to see that.
No, computer in a baggie.
Oh, boy. Because you know what you've done on it.
Oh, naughty, naughty boy.
Naughty.
Oh, man.
I don't know the whole story there.
I don't know how, what it actually was that he got off. I don't know what the... What it was? Was it dismissed? Did he get acquitted?
Did he have no images and he'd only gone one time?
Yeah.
I don't think you should go to jail for that if it's legitimately your research.
Well, thank you, Jim.
How do you research it? By looking at the pictures? You know what the pictures are.
No, but can you join the site without... I don't know what he was doing. I'm just...
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember what he was doing.
Right.
He had pictures.
Well...
Oh, geez.
Oh, no, pause.
There's a lot of
there's a lot
stuff.
of computers. Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Big Apple hard drive.
There's a lot of computer equipment, and there's some in the back. You see there, too?
Oh, man, how many computers did this motherfucker have?
When you're in the Who, you have a lot of good computers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Pete. Look at all
12 computers,
12
various diaries and notes, and a copy of the statement he made to the press when the story broke.
I'm not a
It is not
pedophile.
until his computers have been examined that the police will know if there is any further evidence against him. But he has publicly admitted that he paid to view the landslide website, which in itself is a crime of incitement. The police are now ready to formally interview him.
Pause. Now, if you're going to do this for research and you're going to go to one of these websites and you're going to pay to get in there to show that you could do that, wouldn't you alert everybody that you're going to do that?
You'd think you would talk to a lawyer, yeah.
And say, look, I'm going to show you how easy this is to do.
And the lawyer would be like, what, you're fucking crazy? Yeah.
Pay a fan to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
there you go.
Your housekeeper, somebody. But why would you do that on your own like that? That's fishy.
Luckiest guy in the world.
Well, you're a big name, so if you think there's an issue here that you could show the world, you would certainly alert the media before you actually do it, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I picture a scene like that in front of fucking Denny's house with his hard drive of his. Fucking.
All right, keep going.
Oh, there might be one or two images.
Child pornography, and inciting another to distribute child pornography. You understand? Yeah. Have you got anything to say about that at this stage?
I did subscribe to that website on that day. I felt that using my real name, that I would be able to enter and research and see what was going on the website. That's what happened, and I greatly regret inciting others to do so. I was planning to campaign, I was in the middle of a campaign to try to shut down the user groups, or to start a lobby, a voice to shut down the user groups, and I wanted to know...
Rough boys under the sheets, I want to bite and kiss you.
So
Really?
This is not really going on. What's really going on is just money changing hands. And I wanted to see the reality of it, because what was being supplied free on advertising banners was so horrific.
Alberto, did it contain child pornography?
I can't remember. I just remember being... It may have had images on it of children. They may have been in a state of undress. I can't really recall. I certainly...
Could you pause for 1 second?
Can't really recall.
How do you not remember if you saw nude children fucking?
And that's like what you're researching.
And I love The Who, man. I mean, that Behind Blue Eyes spoke to me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You probably thought it was about you.
Of course I did, for a moment or two. But this is way too fishy.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I personally don't believe him. That's my opinion on it. I don't. I'm listening to him talk, and I just don't buy it. No, he might be truthful, sure. I just don't believe him.
You have too much to lose as a huge celebrity like that. So you would make sure everything is set up, nicely before you did that, so you wouldn't be in this position, right?
What is that other site? Is that another site that he had looked at? I'm not following. They said that.
Why do you want to know, Jimmy?
Well, just so I know, I keep trying to go join it real quick. But no, I'm wondering if that's another site, and then maybe he was on another site and looked at stuff and didn't report. I don't know. I don't know if they're like that's why they're asking him.
Yeah, Sam, go back slightly.
I don't know.
It begins with an A, like what was it, on Alberto or whatever it was called.
Yeah, we'll go back slightly and see what I don't know.
Because what was being supplied free on advertising banners was so horrific.
Alberto, did it contain child pornography?
I can't remember. I just remember being... It may have had images on it of children. They may have been in a state of undress. I can't really recall. I certainly don't remember. They had not been burned into my subconscious and my memory in the way that the first images that I stumbled upon.
Plus, they're not arresting you because it might be burned into your subconscious. They're arresting because it might have been burned onto a disc.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
Did it contain? I don't know. I was trying to have a wank.
Yeah, just a quick wank.
I think he's a lucky man.
Yeah.
That's a rough one, man.
Mm-hmm. If anyone knows how this played out, please give us a call.
Yeah, because Pete Townsend, if
he obviously
they got mad about that.
Yeah, this is about 8 years old now, 9 years old. So obviously he's safe. So what was the thing that got him off the hook?
Yeah, and what did he actually have on his computer compared to what people might think he had on his computer?
Yeah, who knows this shit? Give us a call.
Some of the fans are like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Because I've mocked him or said I thought he was guilty. And they're like, no, he wasn't guilty.
Yeah, but he paid to go on one of these sites. That seems pretty crazy to me. For research. Better ways to do research.
Yeah.
You're Pete Townsend.
Yeah. Pete.
He probably assumed I don't know. I'm not going to keep going there, Sam.
Which were free. Those I remember very well. And those were the ones which really burned me up, because it was maybe less than 7 keystrokes in Google that got me to that place. Where
how many dick strokes?
And I thought my son, who was a young boy, could so easily stumble upon this. And I wanted to see what was going on in the real world in there, and I understand that it was stupid.
Horrific images. It was the trailer for Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Arts Club Band.
One image in particular.
Sam, go back again.
It was horrible. Fucking Pete.
Well, a lot of people say Pete Townsend was sexually abused as a child. I've heard that.
Yes, I've heard that too.
Yeah. So that might have I don't know.
It said that in the statement, that the little text they showed.
Yeah, his grandma or some shit.
Yeah, he was researching his autobiography, and it had something to do with that.
Between 5 and 6, I saw that too.
Yeah.
And that says something about Tommy under it. It really did.
Yeah.
But if you're just because you were sexually abused, maybe that's true, but that doesn't make it legal.
Right.
Like,
you don't get a free pass like the N-word.
No.
Yeah, or if you were abused as a kid, a lot of,
if you're abused as a child, then that might have turned a switch on in your head to...
Yeah. How many molesters were molested? Probably a lot of them I would guess.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That got me to that place where there was a list in front of me, and I thought my son, who was a young boy, could so easily stumble upon this. And I wanted to see what was going on in the real world in there, and I understand that it was stupid.
Can you recall those images now? You say they burnt you up. What do you mean by that?
I remember the one image in particular, which was of a young baby boy being sexually sodomized by an adult, a boy. And I think that's about the worst thing that I've seen. And I was very disturbed by it, very angered by it.
Do you appreciate that the actions that you did entering that site and viewing the material was wrong?
Absolutely.
Okay. And that by subscribing to Landslide, that $5, you caused them to distribute the images on that site.
I have to say, if there's any, I do accept that. I apologise for what the trouble.
Was that wrong?
Everybody in this investigation, I know it's complicated, and I feel terrible about it. I was trying to do something useful, and I was foolish and stupid and ignorant.
Horrible superhero he is. Fucking trying to do
child
good.
porn man.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Able to bust a website with 10 easy loads. What?
He's using his own credit card.
Right.
He's now giving money to this organization that is this website that he's so disgusted by.
Right.
Regardless if you're doing research or anything, you're still giving money to them to continue their abuse.
What are you going to learn by doing research? I've never been to any of those sites, but I could pretty much tell you what I would see if I went there.
I guess he wants to know how easy it is.
Easy to join.
If my son stumbled upon it, after grabbing me credit card,
right,
and entering it in,
right.
Yeah, it's like it sounds a little harder than just a few keystrokes.
7 keystrokes.
Yeah.
He's probably bummed it was 7 instead of 3.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with this one.
Yeah.
So am I, and I love The Who.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying it, Pete.
A bit suspicious.
Me and my friend from the Lost Prophets, Ian Watkins, were talking.
Yes, we was talking with Gary Glitter.
We're almost done with this.
Saying, if there's any, I do accept that. I apologise for what the trouble that I've caused everybody in this investigation. I know it's complicated, and I feel terrible about it.
Yeah.
I was trying to do something useful, and I was foolish and stupid and ignorant.
Stupid.
And I arrogant, perhaps, is the right word. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it alone anyway.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise. Bow, wow, wow, wow.
Paul is having a guy that will come here in about 10 minutes' time. We'd like him to come into the back yard, if possible, so that he can be whizzed away. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to get out the back or something. Sean's stuff.
The press is on to you.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a funny feeling we're going to get a bit of a stuff in here. We're going to get stuff and be a double whammy.
Outside, yeah.
Paparazzi.
Thanks very much for the tea.
Not a problem. How'd you get in there?
Thank you so much for being so solid.
We're getting in.
Thank you.
We're getting in the yard. Yeah. I'll come back to the
Oh, Pete. He just looks like some old dude.
Yeah.
I've been working with this.
Now he's just kind of standing there waiting to leave.
Awkwardly, as videoing him. Get me out of here.
It's leaving.
Press out there. No?
That could have been him.
That could have been him, Nigel.
Just bring the back.
No, it's the camera.
They're just showing the news crews.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did say in there at the end, I shouldn't have done it alone. Something we were saying here.
Yeah. If you're doing research, I mean,
you got to alert everybody.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit this keystroke.
Oof.
Yeah.
But I want to explain why I'm about to hit this keystroke.
Yeah, I'm putting my credit card into an illegal website.
Right, because all hell's going to break loose when I hit this keystroke.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it and you're so lathered up, and you're like, well, they would probably think, why would he do this? It's too obvious.
Yeah, it's too obvious. Pete Townsend wouldn't use his own fucking credit card. Just put it in. Have a wank. Wank. Boy.
I don't know, man.
Unless his real name is on his credit card, not Pete Townsend. Whatever his birth name is.
Right. There's an H in that name, by the way.
Yeah.
I've made that mistake.
Townsend.
Townsend? Oh.
S-H-E-N-D.
Oh, Townsend.
Yeah.
Townsend.
So how did it work out in the end? Did we go to the Wikipedia? What did they decide?
I guess they decided they didn't have enough. What? I don't know.
No, he accepted a, what is it called over there? A police caution?
Police caution?
Who wouldn't accept that?
Yeah, exactly. See, that I go to jail for child porn?
All right.
I'll take a good cautioning.
I'll take a police caution.
He was placed on the sex offenders register for 5 years.
So he's off that.
Damn. Going to court.
Does he not like to talk about this in interviews?
Oh, my God.
But there's an interview from 2012 where he finally talked about it.
Right.
But I don't think he talked about it in his book or anything.
See, the problem with that is, that's why I don't buy it. Hey, motherfucker, you're one of the most famous guitarists on earth, and you're arrested for looking at child porn. All you should be doing is talking about this in interviews.
Over and over
again. If it's
again.
legit,
Right.
Yeah.
all you should be doing is explaining yourself.
Right.
And this is the problem, and this is what... And he didn't talk about it in his book?
No, he said he chose not to go to court because he was exhausted at the time.
Oh, my God. What?
Too tired?
Very sleepy.
Yeah, they were surprised by the police's decision because they all believed that he would be let off. But he added that he thought prosecution lawyers would fucking rip me apart if he went to court.
Right. Mm-hmm. But why didn't he put it in his book? That was it?
He said, I'm sorry, I'm reading well.
He had a 9-year silence on that. Fuck him. Fuck Pete Townsend.
Wow.
He struggled to express himself in the book because his actions seemed insane even to him.
Yeah, right. No, I didn't know what I was doing. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then you don't talk about it in your book, and then you're not doing interviews about it.
He probably wrote it down for the book, read it, and went, "Oh, this seems like a lot of bullshit."
He addressed it a little bit in his book, saying he described the media storm about how the scandal began, saying, "If I had a gun, I would have shot myself just to escape the lynching."
Oh.
But then, to me, like, where's the lynching when you're not talking about it in interviews?
Right.
You should always explain yourself in interviews. If you're telling the truth, why wouldn't you just explain yourself?
He's a lucky man.
I bet lawyers told him to shut up.
He was tired. Yeah, no.
I bet his lawyers told him, don't mention it.
But what is there to shove about? The court of public opinion who buys your records, a lot of people think you were downloading child porn.
You can't use the excuse that you're tired.
Yes.
Considering what they got you on, or what they think they got
Right.
you on. Let me say hi to Justin in Ohio. Justin.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, touching on the subject of getting abused as a child, I'm actually a recovering sex and relationship addict, Jimmy.
Okay, cool, man.
Guy in my group, he was about 5 when his adopted brother moved in and started abusing him, and it kind of just escalated from there. And as he grew older, he would touch other boys, and I really think that being abused by a man as a boy makes you gay, although he doesn't feel that way.
Makes you gay.
I honestly don't know. Maybe it has an effect on your sexuality, but I have no idea if that's... Because what if it was a straight guy that abused a girl? What does that make? I mean, she just stays straight? I mean, that doesn't make sense, dude.
Hello?
I think he left. Oh, well, he's still there.
Well, Jimmy's saying that he doesn't think you're...
I don't know if that's
correct.
Well, I mean, how do you... You don't have enough life experience to figure out if you are gay or not. And if all you've known is this abuse, and you start doing it to other children, then yeah, I think you grow up to be gay.
I think an abuse makes you an abuser, but because how many kids are gay that weren't abused? I'm guessing most gay people weren't sexually abused.
Right. But back to you, Justin.
It's automatic. I'm not saying that it's automatic.
Where is he? In Kiev?
Can't hear you guys.
I don't know. How do you have a business?
Boy.
Yeah, I don't know if he's right.
I'm rambling.
Well, I just disagree with your. I don't know what that goes into make. I just don't know. But I don't think that makes you gay. I mean, maybe it would make you, because I'm sure plenty of straight men were abused by men that grow up with fucking rage.
Yeah.
Towards that or towards
gay people, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's the Pete Townsend video. I'm sure we'll put it up on our Facebook and stuff.
Oh yeah, enjoy.
That just surfaced very recently.
I personally
been holding that tape for a long time.
Sure, he loves that.
I don't buy it. I personally don't buy it. Just because he had a 9-year silence. How the fuck do you have a 9-year silence with what are some of the worst charges you can possibly get, or at least arrested for the worst that you can?
Right.
How are you silent about that?
I don't know.
Every interview, so you're on tour. Yes, but first let me clear up this whole molesting thing.
For the 10,000th time.
Right.
That's all I would talk. I love interviews when they ask questions about, because you get a chance to explain yourself.
Right.
In your own words.
You can't say I was just tired, so I didn't want to deal with some shit.
He's sleepy. You know. Hey, we've all been tired. Come on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Up all night.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was sleepy when he wrote My Generation, but he still wrote My Generation,
right?
Right.
Why are you on a TMZ thing with Arrogant Bieber?
Did you see the Justin Bieber deposition?
No. What did he do now?
Yeah, this is a pretty good video, actually. We could do it after the break.
Sure.
And there's a guy, Joey in New York, wants to talk about the LSD and the meat in Tampa. Hold through the break. We'll get to you, Joey.
The late John Entwistle playing those bass runs.
What happened with him, right? Little coke.
Little coke. Cocaine.
Gotta leave the coke for the young.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
What? What's that? What?
What was that? What?
You showed my computer.
So, what were we listening to?
Well, I sometimes will preview and prep stuff over here, just in case you want to go to it. We can be prepared.
So what was that clip?
That was Nicole on Friday's post show.
No, we're not doing. No.
Yeah, but if things slow down and you go,
no,
okay.
no.
So you don't even want me to preview it over here?
No. You're just trying to get us to talk about you.
Oh,
you talk about me every day.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Oh, man.
All right, let's go to Joey. Joey's in New York. He wants to talk about meat and LSD. What's up, Joey?
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Hello, Joseph.
Boy.
Yeah, how you guys doing today?
All right.
Let's go, Joey.
Yeah, so, I'm just chilling, smoking some kush, always my morning ritual, just, light up a J. But yeah, I think it's just funny because back in high school, me and my friends used to do a lot of acid, and we were one of the cool kids who used to, drink a lot of beer and have barbecues and stuff like that. But I was wondering, did you guys even, drink in high school? Because, I've been listening to you guys for only, a week now, and, you guys definitely sound like you don't even, you didn't even, drink beer in high school. You guys, did you even smoke weed in, high school or college, bro?
What does this have to do with LSD and the meat in Tampa?
Well, well, that's a separate issue.
So if we didn't drink beers in high school, we're not cool enough for you?
Well, I'm just wondering. Because you have to be if you weren't drinking beer in high school, you weren't cool. Just saying.
Safe
I used to ride.
He is right.
A Mustang in high school.
I used to hang out with my friends with some road sodas, man.
Oh man,
me and my friends would get some road sodas, and we'd drive around.
Did you have a hot girl? A Spanish girl, up?
Smoke some weed.
What?
You guys weren't cool in high school.
What? I don't even understand what this is.
Dude, I took bong rips before class, bro.
All right, good for you.
Cool.
Are you doing a character?
Of course he is. You can tell from the first second he talked, but I'm trying to figure, just say what you want to say.
Yeah,
Stop
I'm trying to figure
dancing
out
around it. You're not a good enough actor. Just do it. Say it.
Trying to figure out what his gimmick.
Dog. All right, well, let me get to the dog. Let me get to the.
What's your gimmick?
Yeah, well, you going for a little character thing?
Yeah. Listen, you guys don't even smoke.
A recurring character?
You guys don't smoke.
The you don't smoke or drink beer guy? Is that who you want to be?
Listen, buddy, I smoke a lot, dude. I smoke 5 grams a day.
All right, good for you. I guess that makes you cool. Congratulations.
I'm one of the cool kids in my high school. I was popular, bro.
So what are you doing now? How old are you?
Popular in high school guy?
I'm 24, bro. I am a trucker, dude.
Is he trying to be?
What are you doing?
I don't know what the character is.
What are you doing?
The character's too vague still. It's
Exactly.
not congealed
Decide
yet.
what you want to be when you grow up, and then call back in that character.
Or get to the slam, whatever this is going to be.
Hurry
Just
up.
do it.
We're bored.
Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about? All right, let me get to the LSD. So what do you guys think about that? Like,
Come on.
what do you think about the meat, weed, and the meat?
You're terrible. You're one of the worst fucking...
I'm Joe. Look at me. I'm Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan podcast. Look at me.
He's the I don't like Joe Rogan guy
like Joe
now.
Rogan?
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, that'll get you far. Not liking Joe Rogan.
No, I am Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan is a rock star.
But who
so
cares if you don't like Joe Rogan?
Yeah, have fun have fun being the guy that doesn't like Joe Rogan. Who cares?
Joe Rogan.
No, we heard you the
He
first
doesn't
time.
even
We
know
got
you're
it.
alive. He doesn't give a fuck.
What other character are you going to slip into now?
Right.
Yeah, who else are you? What's
Hopefully
that?
it's our Bud Dwyer lookalike contest winner.
Yeah,
Hi.
so you don't like Joe Rogan. You actually called just because you don't like it. Who cares?
Now he's gone.
Of course he is.
Oh.
Like, I don't care if you like Joe. I'm sure Joe doesn't care. Who gives a shit?
He probably likes Joe, though.
He wanted to do a character.
He's trying
I don't know what he was going for.
He was going for something that failed miserably.
A character. Like Mr. Imus.
Let me say hi to Jason in California. Jason.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jason.
All right. Who do you hate, Bruce Buffer?
You guys really didn't drink beer in high school? Come on, man. What the hell is this? I'm a truck driver, you know. You guys are famous radio stars. I'm a truck driver. I did bong rips, you know. Idiot, dude. That's ridiculous.
What the fuck is going on today?
If that guy was real, he's probably the saddest human being out there.
Yeah, he was doing a character.
Gives a fuck what I did in high school. I did what everyone else was doing. I'd sneak some beers in. Well,
trying desperately to fucking fit.
Right.
Now look at him. He's a winner.
Yeah, I wouldn't put myself in the cool category in high school, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
I was pretty neutral.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to be in the cool group, but...
Well, who didn't?
Let him drive his truck. Let him
All right, Jason, thank you.
So I had to resort to the army jacket in the back hall crowd.
Yeah.
You know, not really the bad, tough guys, but trying to dress the part, you know.
How far uptown would you put yourself in high school?
What do you mean, like
you know, the higher you go, I mean, that's some danger, and those are the real cool kids. Where were you, like, I
wasn't really.
Central Park, the northern section of Central Park?
Yeah, I wasn't really that.
You didn't go too far into
cool.
Cool?
People knew me. You know, I was always joking around and shit like that. But as far as being cool, no. And everybody that was cool and kind of, you know, football team or cheerleader stereotype thing turned out to be disasters. Just fucking disasters. I see some of them on Facebook sometimes. They friend me.
Oh, really?
Friend me, and then I go to their page and I check shit out, and I'm like, oh, wow.
I think the cool kids end up... the cool kids in high school, they end up like pooping out.
Yeah, you think it's
they don't keep it. They don't keep that cool momentum going.
Hard to keep it
past
going.
High school.
Yeah,
that's right. No, they burn out. Everything they're going to be is in high school.
Yeah,
you don't hear about many cool kids having an amazing like career or life after high school, right?
Yeah, it's like
it's always the underdogs that come up.
Yeah. Oh. It's like
the
what's
nerds, obviously, and
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Where he wanted the fucking, he wanted the time machine so he could go back in time and be cool again.
Uncle Rico?
Uncle Rico.
Let me say hi to Tommy in Wisconsin. Tommy.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Like in high school, I used to like drink beers and like stuff. Fucking awesome, bro. That stuff is great.
That's good.
No bros here, sir. No bros here.
Dude, I know you were like child to the 80s.
Ripping bong hits?
Yeah, man. We're not cool because we weren't ripping bong hits before
Yeah.
school.
Little wake and bake.
What?
I always liked the little wake and bake.
What do you say?
I used to go to the woods and drink the beers.
The pits.
Thanks, guys. You were fucking great.
All right, thanks, brother. Let's go to Anthony in Tom's River. Anthony.
Hello?
Yo.
Oh, he's,
we're going to have to give him up on the phones today.
Yeah.
I want to rip them out of the wall and just burn them.
Yes.
I love phone calls.
They're the worst. Once in a while, a good one will come in and have some information, but usually they're just like, nah, that thing you guys said was good. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
What do you got on the Justin Bieber there, Sam Roberts?
His deposition came out.
Yeah.
And this is for what, the egg incident?
Yeah. No, this is
for speeding, right?
For his people beating up a paparazzi.
Oh.
Yeah, for his bodyguards and stuff.
And the video's labeled Arrogant Bieber.
Well, there's a couple different montages that have been put together.
Right, of him just being a dick?
Yeah, this is the best one, just him being a dickhead.
Okay.
I'm on his side so far, though. If they beat up a paparazzi, it's hard to be against him for this one.
Remember earlier today when I asked you?
No.
Why don't you listen to what I had to say first? And then maybe you'll tell me yes or no.
I don't have to listen to anything you have to say.
Clarify questions. If you have a question about my question,
Today is not
you have
for
the
you
right
to
to be
speak over.
clear for you to be able to be
Mr.
clear.
Todd.
You remember being in Australia ever?
I don't know if I've been to Australia. I've been to Australia?
Are you aware that Scooter Braun knows that your bodyguards have attacked photographers?
What?
Objection to form.
What kind of question is that? That doesn't make sense.
That's correct, bro.
Doesn't make sense. That's a weird question. That doesn't make sense.
He's trying so hard.
I didn't hear your response. Again, sir, I didn't finish.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, really? You didn't want to interrupt.
Is it true that you know that your security guards will punch, grab, and push Paps if they need to?
I object.
Would you please look at the film that's up there?
What?
Go ahead and start.
This is a film?
Please, sir.
This is a film?
Pause it. Would you please watch the television?
You said it's a film. You said watch the film. Is this a film?
Is there a difference between a film and something else?
Yes.
It's a yes or no answer required, right?
I think my lawyer's asking a question.
Please, sir.
I think my lawyer's asking a question.
I'm not here to answer his questions. You're here to answer mine. Have you ever disciplined Mr. Hesney?
Disciplined? What kind of question is that? Is he my son? Guess what? Guess what? I don't recall.
We're not going out to video.
Holy shit.
He winks at the camera.
What a dick.
Yeah, but you know what? He's talking to I think that guy's that's not a cop he's talking to. That's a lawyer.
No, it's a lawyer.
That's a lawyer.
So I can understand not wanting to cooperate with some scumbag fuck dick lawyer.
Who's probably suing him.
Right. So, but he just comes across looking like an asshole.
He's trying too hard.
He's trying too hard.
But yeah, I that's probably just some scumbag lawyer he's talking to.
There's another way to do that where you don't come across looking like a fucking dickbag during a deposition. You just, I don't recall. I don't recall. That's it. Not like, what? Is that a film? Is that a film? Oh, he's hateable.
Really is.
He is hateable, but you are right. It's a guy that's trying to nail you for something, so...
Yeah.
I guess you would be a dick.
It's hard to be nice to him. The guy's suing you.
There is a hatred that goes on when you look at a lawyer that's trying to fuck you over.
Mm-hmm.
It is a deep hate that you wish awful things upon them.
Have you felt that before?
Oh, my God, have I ever. I wished the lawyer that was against me, I wished that his marriage would fall apart. He would lose his fucking lawyer's his ability to practice law.
Right.
I wished he would be arrested.
Right.
I wished he was homeless.
Right.
I wished all those things.
That didn't happen?
Every single one of them.
Let's say hi to Tim in Jersey City. Tim.
Oh, hey, guys.
Hey.
So I had called you probably a month ago telling you a Lady Di story. Do you recall about her throwing up at the Burger King?
Yes, and it turned out it was legit, because Lady Di...
What?
Legit.
Oh.
Yes. You saw a lady died throwing up outside of Burger King, I think. Yeah.
Love it.
Correct, yes. So the reason I do deliveries around New York, New Jersey, stuff like that.
Congrats.
So I'm on the road a lot. I have video of
Watch out. Those cars.
in her car at a Target in Jersey City. She's just sobbing at the steering wheel.
And you got video of this? What are you doing, you creep?
I want to send this to you guys. I want to send
Dude,
it
immediately.
You want to see it?
I send it to.
How long's the video?
It's like 30, 40 seconds. It's not.
Come on.
It was really.
All right.
I'm not lying. She's a monster. I have video of it.
All right, look. We're going to put you on hold.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody give him an email address. Can you send this immediately?
I'm in my car right now. I'd have to stop. It's on my phone, though.
Well, then stop. Just drive.
Stop.
Do like 90 and text. It's fun.
You wanted to call the show, so why wouldn't you stop now and send the video?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh my God, right.
We need
you guys
it.
are difficult, but I'll make it work.
How are difficult?
We need it.
We didn't even know about this until you decided to bring it to our attention.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you guys the goods.
All right, hold on a line.
Can't give us a good tidbit like that and then make us wait.
And we got to get Lady Di on the phone. We got to match the stories. Make sure this is
no.
true.
Oh, no, that didn't happen.
He saw me crying.
Oh, no, you saw me. He said he saw me crying?
She may be difficult to get on the phone now that she's famous.
She's got 115,000 followers?
Come on. Another one like Bobo with these fake followers?
Someone buying them for them?
Yeah, Lady Di has
they are.
115,000 Twitter followers.
How does that even work?
Certain radio show hosts, I think, might do that, too.
Yeah.
If they go up like a whole big bunch.
Oh, yeah, Todd.
Yes.
Todd absolutely bought followers.
You think so?
Yeah. It's been proven, actually.
How do they prove that?
The sites where they can show you how many of your followers are fake.
Every one of my followers are actual 100% authentic pieces of shit.
Yeah, Bobo's up to 223,000 followers. And Lady Di's at 115,000.
So Lady Di's really believing it.
Yes, she is.
Because she's asking how many followers we have.
Yes.
Followers we have.
She's famous
compared to
now.
her. And it should be pointed out, we forgot, and we did say it off mic, that Justin Bieber's copied Lil Wayne.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, too.
Yeah, Lil Wayne did that shit.
We played it on the show.
Which was hilarious. Lil Wayne knew how to do it properly, where it was really funny.
Plus, he's being genuine. I think that's who Lil Wayne is.
Right. Bieber was going for something, knowing that eventually it would get out, like the Lil Wayne thing got out, and he didn't pull it off as well. So
not at all.
No, I don't think so. Whoa.
Yeah, we're just working on getting somebody on the phone.
Oh, good.
Get to the bottom of some things.
Let us know when that video is in.
Well, apparently the asshole
No?
hung up.
What a dick.
What?
So we're waiting for him to call back.
What a the people are stupid.
Where's lying?
Click. Maybe, but he did have the
last
throwing up.
time, the last time you saw...
That was true.
That is true.
That was true. It was proven.
I believe him.
By the way, we were talking about the airplane crash.
EA.
The Malaysian airplane crash.
Yep.
And Matthew Bishop, who's a good one on the Twitter.
Bishop?
He wrote, Pentagon says none of their satellites picked up any explosions.
You know, it's funny. You would think that a satellite would pick something up, but that doesn't. Maybe they just weren't looking in that area at the time.
That's true. It's a lot of area.
They're pretty confident, actually. A few people have said that this is exactly what went down. They're pretty confident they would have seen something.
Oh, wow.
And then he continues writing or tweeting, amazing the U.S. can pick up explosions worldwide, but they can't.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was a mechanical failure that was a catastrophic. Like maybe the plane door ripped off. Like what would that do if the doors over the wings ripped? Maybe the plane door ripped off.
But then you got the two guys with the fake passports.
That's true.
So what the hell is that about?
But maybe if it's not an explosion, maybe the plane door ripped off and hit an engine or something, or something ripped off and hit the tail, or maybe the explosion wasn't big enough to be picked up on. Like maybe like say you do a shoe bomb and you walk into the bathroom behind the cockpit, which is in the first class lounge, and however those things work, you put it up against the wall right there. Let's say you blow a hole through the fuselage, which doesn't register as a giant explosion where a satellite would pick it up, but a piece just gets ripped off, or it blows into the cockpit and a piece gets ripped off. It might not be big enough to be picked up by a satellite. I'm talking very quickly.
No.
I'm sorry.
I don't know,
I'm
though.
rambling.
You're trying to figure it out like everyone else, though.
But it could, yeah.
I don't know. I think they nosedived it right into the ocean.
How would they get in the cockpit?
Yeah,
these days you can't just walk into a fucking cockpit.
You trick 'em.
A distress call.
Huh? You trick them?
Yeah, you knock on the door and say something.
I got to talk to you. Oh,
food delivery. I'd go with food delivery.
Food delivery pizzas here?
Yeah.
Work.
Land Shark.
Land Shark, the old
Land Shark
gang.
works. Let's say hi to John in Jersey checking in. John.
Yeah.
Good morning, boys. I'm sorry, I would have called in earlier, but I wasn't able to. And I have a worse white trash limo story than yours, I believe.
No way.
Yes, sir. My ex-wife and I were dating.
Nice.
She gets a group of 12 people in this huge stretch limo.
Nice.
For the most uncomfortable trip, half an hour to medieval times.
Oh, no. You took a limo to medieval times?
Absolute.
To have some turkey legs and grog?
Yes, it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And of course, we ended up in divorce, sir. It was fantastic.
As well you
That check I
should have.
write every month.
That's why Ant's story earlier was great, because we all can relate to it.
Oh, God. Thinking at
we're
the
big
time that you're a
shots.
big shot. Fuck.
Yes.
That's
Take
terrible.
I gotta go.
All right. More importantly, on line 8, it's Lady Di.
Hi, how you doing today?
Uh-oh.
By the way, Josh in Boston, I don't have time for you, but he says Opie brought up the stolen passports. It's a very common thing. I think that's going to come out eventually, that it is a common thing. Yeah, they needed to go somewhere else. They needed to go somewhere else. Wanted to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Lady Di, were you just crying in front of a Target?
No.
Why the laugh?
Crying in front of a Target.
Were you, wait. Were you at any time parked in your car in front of a Target store?
Well, not recently. No.
When?
A long time ago.
Well, how long? Like a week or a month or 10 years?
About 10 years ago.
That's it.
I used to live by a Target. What are you talking about, the store? What are you talking about?
You are one for elephant hunters.
Oh, my God.
Are you a target for elephant hunters?
Yeah. Yes, we're talking about the store, Target.
Yeah, all right, you're talking about the store.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would say when I was living in Westfield, yeah, I used to go to Target.
Yeah, right, and you were,
the
you
guy
were a
say
limo
Target?
driver.
Maybe it was something else. Were you crying recently in your car?
No.
See, then that guy might be full of shit.
Maybe he's full of shit.
Or Lady Di is lying.
Or Lady
Hung up on a
Di.
video.
She does have a history of
she's a liar.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Of bullshitting.
Yeah.
Lady Di.
I don't cry in my car. Why would I cry in the car for?
Where do you cry usually?
Where do I cry usually? I cry.
Why do you have to repeat every question?
I always.
Why don't you just answer the question?
All right. Sad movies.
Why do I repeat the question?
Sad movies? What, like home movies?
Give us the top 5 things you cry at.
Usually a very good movie.
Okay, movies. What else? That's one. Huh?
If I put on a movie that I like, I'll cry during the movie or cry at the
We
movie.
got the movie thing.
Yeah, we don't need an explanation.
I want 4 other things you cry at.
Holy shit.
I'm doing this
4
on
other
purpose.
things I cry. All right, wait, hold
There's
on.
the repeating of the question again, by the way.
There's something sad, I usually cry.
Oh, really?
This is correct.
Are you making this list, Sam?
Yes.
What?
We were looking for the top 5 things you cry at. So far, we got movies.
And something sad.
And something sad. So we need 3 more.
3 more. All right. There I go answering a question. Asking a question with a question. 3 more things. I don't know. What else? I guess I cry at a funeral. Yeah.
Oh, a funeral.
Right.
Okay.
Good.
That's
What
good.
else?
That doesn't fit
This
into
is
sad things.
Kind of playing Family Feud right now. Isn't this fun?
Yeah.
2 more.
2 more things.
Yes.
3 more.
Oh boy, not finding a job. I cry about that.
Oh, unemployment.
I got one more thing, right?
What about
I got one more thing.
an empty case of Natty Ice?
Oh yeah, I definitely cry about that. Yes.
Yeah.
No, but you can't use that one because Ann came up with that. 1 more.
Open the refrigerator and there's no natty ice in there. I cry about that.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah, I go out and get more. That's all I do.
All right, one more thing you cry at.
That's the one more thing.
Doesn't count.
No,
You
Ann came
don't
up with
cry
that.
at that.
That was a joke, which is pretty clever, but it's not real.
But what else would I cry at? Let me see. What else would you usually... If you chop an onion, don't you usually cry?
Okay, that's good, Sam. Onions.
Okay.
There you go.
So what's the top 5 things that Lady Di cries at?
Lady Di cries at a good movie.
A good movie.
Yeah.
Something sad.
Right.
Yeah.
A funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Not finding a job.
Right.
And chopping onions.
Okay.
What about the natty ice thing? You forgot about that.
No, we didn't.
God.
Aunt gave you that one.
What about when you have a discharge in your panties?
That makes us cry.
Yeah.
Ugh. How about you name 5 good movies?
Oh, 5 good movies? That's easy.
All right.
Oh, it's easy.
I could just look at the movies that I have, the CDs that I have up there. La Bamba is a good movie.
Jesus. La Bamba.
See, that's a good point.
Oh, coming from the big bopper.
Lady Di.
Hello, baby.
Lady Di, were you on that plane that just crashed?
No. Wait, how do you know it crashed?
Oh. The Malaysian plane. Someone told me that you were on that plane. Were you?
No.
No.
Huh?
I don't fly on airplanes.
What?
Why do they pick her up? There's some kind of an operation they do. Something die drop.
You've never flown on an airplane, Lady Di?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. A long time ago.
Oh, but
All
what?
right?
What?
But I haven't been on an airplane in a long time. So.
Why? Because fear of flying?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
But you're not scared of what the alcohol's doing to you every single day.
That's fine.
Which is way worse for you than flying.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what? Let me tell you something right now. I know I drink, and I do. I drink. I know that, but I also eat. I mean,
obviously. It's called grazing when you do it.
Wait, listen to the logic, though. So you eat. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, that absorbs the alcohol.
Oh, you're one of those.
Absorbs the alcohol.
What
do
are
you
you
think it goes?
talking about?
Where do you think it goes then?
Your body has to process the alcohol no matter what.
Doesn't matter what it's in.
Dr. Opie and Anthony, listen to me.
Oh.
Okay.
Look, you piece of shit. I don't give a fuck if you drop dead tomorrow.
Oh.
But facts are facts.
Oh, come on.
Stop justifying that food soaks up your alcoholism.
Soaks it
you
up.
Pig.
No.
Take that advice from Dr. Opie. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, man, that's
Jesus
not nice.
Christ. Enough of these pieces of shit.
Do you think if you have bread and the alcohol's absorbed in it, where do you think it then goes? It's still being digested.
Be careful. She's going to call you Dr. Anthony for throwing logic at the situation.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. Okay. I
Yes, you are.
Well, why don't you explain yourself? You're saying the food absorbs your alcohol.
Yeah.
The food absorbs the alcohol. Yes, it does.
And so that means it's not, wrecking your body?
Yeah.
I never said that.
Oh.
No, really, I never said that.
And why didn't you say railroad crossings?
Huh?
For the other thing.
Oh.
Why didn't you say trains or railroad crossings?
No, what about that? No.
For things that make you cry, I would assume trains and railroad crossings would be on the list.
No. Why would that make... Well, because what happened...
Abandoned children?
No.
Oh.
No.
No.
All right, we're
I love everybody, trust me.
You're a dud today.
We need 4 more movies.
Yeah, let's do the movies before we move on. Good movies. So far, we got La Bamba.
The Rose? Remember that
The
one?
Rose.
Is the Rose again?
Bette Midler. Sort of a Janis Joplin-y type of the character.
That's a whole movie, yes it is.
All right,
Selena? See, I'm going down the list.
Selena.
What do you mean, Selena?
The movie
Selena.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Jennifer Lopez.
Terrible.
You are... These are the worst movies I've ever heard.
Oh, my God.
All right. Wait a minute, hold on. How
So you
about-
like movie about dead Latin singers?
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, La Bamba and Selena. 2 more.
2 more. Rocky 2 and Rocky 5.
Rocky
Not even
V,
the original
wow,
one. Rocky 2, which is his rematch with Apollo Creed.
Which was
a good movie.
Which was a good movie.
But I mean,
who was in Rocky 5? I don't know my Rocky
that
numbers.
was the last one with the guy that died of AIDS.
Oh, with Tommy Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was with Tommy Morrison. Yeah, before he had.
That's one of your top movies?
You didn't like the Clubber Lang one? Rocky 3?
What about Rocky?
What about the original Rocky?
Right. When you start with just saying Rocky?
Rocky's on Broadway now. I'm going to take a limo in. Go to the Russian tea room.
The original Rocky was good. Okay, but I'm just saying my favorite ones were Rocky 2 and Rocky 5.
Oh,
Rocky
okay.
Of course they were.
Who says Rocky 5?
No one says Rocky 5 ever.
Weird.
I like that one.
All right.
Lady
that
Di,
it?
have you been offered any casting in any movies recently because of your newfound fame?
No, Sam.
Yeah,
A lot of
congratulations on
followers.
the Twitter followers.
Yeah, well, I found out about that yesterday.
What do you mean?
I found somebody congratulated me. I have over 100,000 people following me.
Yeah.
Right.
Followers, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But I didn't even know that until I found out.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until I found out. Let's just let that soak in like alcohol into food for a little while. I didn't know that until I found out. Well, let's put it on the
same thing.
on the chalkboard
Mr.
for
Head.
everyone to see, giving you full credit.
Right, please. Write it out on the chalkboard. Oh, you're a piece of work.
Oh, boy.
But congratulations. You're hot. You're hot right now.
How'd you get so many followers?
You're hot.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, they say you get a lot of followers by tweeting good stuff,
Right.
so you must be tweeting some good stuff right now.
Tweeting what?
Wow. It's a chore. It's a chore.
I see why she has so many followers.
Yeah.
It's literally a Twitter feed of all replies.
Oh.
Yes,
well,
she does that.
Maybe that's the way to get followers these days.
I think so.
Yeah.
I really don't know how I got so many.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we called you because some guy said they had 30 seconds of video of you crying in a car.
In front of a Target.
I'm starting to think that
store.
guy's full of shit.
Well, I don't know. He must have the wrong person. 'Cause
Oh.
it sure wasn't. It was not me.
Oh.
Okay. How's
I
Bill?
haven't even been by a Target in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
How's Bill?
He's fine.
Okay. All right, Lady Di.
All right, we'll let you go. Get back to Twitter. How's the job hunt going?
It's okay. I'm going to go today. I'm going to go back and do the computer thing with the jobs. At the
Where are you going today?
I'm going back to Family Dollar.
Stop going to Family Dollar.
To the
They don't
same
want
place. It's the same fucking place.
It's the same answers to the same questions that
my
we've been asking
God.
for. It's got to be close to 10 years now.
Jesus.
No, actually, we have audio from NEW, right?
Family Dollar.
All right, so you're going to go to Family Dollar again today.
Yeah, and if I can, I'm going to go back to Burger King again.
Why don't you just see if you can get $1 from every one of your Twitter followers?
Ah, that'd be nice.
Then you'd be rich.
Yeah, then you wouldn't need a job. That's smart.
I'm not going to do that.
A
Can't do
dollar
much
from,
about your fans.
Let's start a $1 for Lady Di campaign for the Natty Ices. How many Natty Ices have you had? It's 9 in the morning.
This is my second one.
Holy fuck,
Gotta
man.
loosen up before the old job hunt begins.
Go to Family Dollar with fucking beer
Hold on.
breath.
She's on two Natty Ices.
Yeah.
But just now she goes, I'm going to go to Family Dollar, and then I'll go to Burger King if I can.
Yeah.
So she can get down
She
2
can.
beers, but doesn't know if she can get to 2 job establishments today.
No. What time did you pass out last night?
I didn't pass out. I don't pass out.
No?
I don't pass out. I go to sleep.
Oh, well, we call it passing out.
Right. How many Natty Ices did you have yesterday on a Sunday?
Oh, I don't know. I don't count.
Wow, yeah.
It was Sunday.
Was it more than 10?
Yeah.
Was it more than 20?
No, about maybe 11.
11.
Just 11 natty
ice.
ices as she's sitting around.
That sounds rocking.
And what kind of food did you eat to absorb 11
Right.
natty ices yesterday?
I had my usual. Like I like to have eggs and potatoes and stuff like that.
Oh, God.
You must have the worst dumps.
Oh, her dumps must just be viscous.
Natty ice, eggs, and potatoes. Ugh,
Imagine what those
Christ.
farts smell like.
Oh, my God.
Fuck. Bed bugs are just leaving the couch.
Right.
Just farting into the cushions.
One fart and
they're fucking.
And they're gone.
Yeah.
They're fleeing.
What are your bowel movements like, Lady Di?
Lady Di, do you have nice firm stools?
Please.
No, they look like stew got thrown into a fan. That's what the back of her toilet looks like. Like she probably, like if you lift up the seat, it looks like a fucking, looks like the bottom of her toilet has the measles.
Don't talk like that.
What?
Is Jim in the studio today?
I'm right here, yes.
Who do you think that was?
No. I was just wondering about that because, you know,
I'm here.
I really didn't hear him talk until now. So.
Yes, I'm here.
Right. Let's see. Actually, people are making their own list of what Lady Di cries at.
Oh.
Rexstar 1936 or whatever. Mirrors.
Oh, mirrors.
Railroad crossings.
Right.
Empty beer bottles. And the empty feeling in her soul.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh boy.
Hold on. You mean empty beer cans?
Right, you're not. That's right.
Holy shit.
Sorry that the guy said empty beer bottles when it's cans.
You said the empty feeling in your soul.
Right,
I
but she
have
was
to
more
correct you.
No,
I
the
drink
beer
out of
bottles.
cans.
Right. I drink cans.
Right, that's what she had to correct in that list.
Oh, Lady Di. You're a disaster. You're a disaster.
Would you mind taking a dump on the air for us?
Yes, I would. No, I wouldn't. Come on, I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
Please?
No.
I bet they're a mess.
Yeah.
I'll pay for your next 6-pack of Natty Ice.
Whoa!
Rock.
Please?
That'll last the whole morning.
It's a bargain.
What?
I said, you're a big spender. No, I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Come on.
For the show.
No, I'm not going to do that for the show.
Oh, show.
All right, well, good luck with the job search. Good luck with the Natty Ices today.
Dollar store.
The Twitter fame.
Congratulations on that. What?
I'm going to go to other stores, too. You know, I'm not just going to go one place. I'm going to go.
Well, that would be silly.
Wherever, you know, like, for instance, I filled out an application at grocery stores, okay, and I go back there and say, well, are you hiring, you know, whatever, and, you know, they usually just say, no, we're fully staffed and stuff like that. And
tell them you'll bag groceries. How hard is it to get that job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if it's available, they'll give it to me.
All right. This is the same conversation we have every time, so we got to move on, Lady Di. You're never going to get a job.
Yes, I am. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Trust me,
really worried.
I'm not worried.
Keeps me up at night.
Yeah, it makes for good radio when we hear the exact same fucking answers.
All right. Sometime this week, okay, the week is early yet. It's Monday. Sometime this week, I'm going to go to Jersey Gardens Mall and apply over there, too.
How about instead of sometime this week, how about today? Like,
what's wrong with today?
It's 9 o'clock. You should have been out of the house by now.
Yeah, it is 9 o'clock.
Pounding the pavement.
Right.
Into dust.
What happens? Okay?
What?
We'll see what happens. It's up to you. You can't just sit there and say, we'll see what happens. Well, nothing happened.
What do you mean you'll see what happens?
It's up to you.
How about you do it today?
She's treating going for a job the way we treat possible rain. Could happen, but who knows? We'll see.
Okay, guys.
Oh.
Talk to you later, okay?
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
For encouragement. We'll see you in April, right?
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
All right. Bye-bye.
What a mess. Mm-hmm. Last time she was in here, that schnozola is just looking like W.C. Fields.
It is really bad.
It's that big fucking, what do they call that? So,
that booze nose.
Yeah.
Alcoholism.
Yeah, it's called alcoholism. No, there's a word for it. What is it called?
She put makeup on before she
gin
took her...
blossoms. That's it.
Gin blossoms. You're
Yeah,
right.
Is that what that is? Gin
Yep.
blossom?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Before she took her blurry Twitter photo, you can
Her
see that
blurry
she
beauty shot
put
for
a whole
Twitter.
bunch of makeup on.
She did slap some makeup on that
And then
fucking
said this
pinhead.
And then said this picture's good enough.
Yeah.
Why would you redo the picture at least?
On her bedbug sofa.
She looks like
there's
Jerry Lewis after the fucking steroid shot.
Yes.
Big fat head.
Fat head. She is a lunkhead.
She should have a clock in her stomach in that picture. Big giant Buddha skull. Fucking retarded person hairdo.
There's no body to her hair at all.
No.
It's just that greasy, stringy, yuck.
Lifeless hair, like a doll's hair. Black hair. Let's drink to your lack of bounce. Let's drink to my lack of bounce. I'll never use Breck again.
Amazing. All right. Well, there's your Lady Di update. Start with that guy calling, which I guess he's full of shit, right?
Yeah, he's probably full of shit then.
But why would
Although Lady Di could be a lying sack.
But why would he be full of shit if the last time he saw her was true?
I don't know.
Maybe he wants to keep that whole thing going for his fame.
He might have thought it was her. I don't fucking know. I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. Man, they are trying to figure out this plane thing.
Search intense.
Every channel has something on it. Perplexed, chasing all angles and missing plane mystery.
The ocean's a big fucking place.
I got a tweet from somebody who said a lot of the Dreamliners, the new 787s, which are Boeing, have found hairline
Wing
cracks.
cracks.
Yeah, before they're even released. So maybe it was a piece. Imagine if a piece of the wing or something just, even though it never happened, it never happens until it does, and maybe one faulty part.
Yeah.
Gets ripped off, and that's why they try to turn around and they go right down without an explosion.
I don't know.
A little piece of that wing comes off, you're dead.
Could speculate, but they haven't found anything. The ocean's huge, though. The whole fucking ocean is goddamn huge.
There is somebody tweeted something. He said, "Check out Air Disasters episode Behind Closed Doors."
I saw
it
that
explains.
one.
Oh, okay. What happens when a plane explosively decompresses?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's not good. That means it decompresses very quickly.
Like from air getting sucked out?
Yeah. It'll suck everything out. It's sucked out like the cargo door blew off is what happened in that case. It was a faulty fucking latch on it that actually showed that it was latched when it really wasn't fully latched. And some of the seats came out.
Wow.
Like it blew out and fucking sucked some of the people in seats right out of the hole in the bottom. And then it was it was one of those planes with the engine in the back.
Is it a
the
DC-10?
1A engine? Yeah, something like that, an L1011 or something. It just fucking broke all the hydraulic lines, and they had a hard time trying to fly the plane.
Breaking news, oil slicks found or not connected to plane, they're now saying.
Wow, okay, so they don't know where the fuck this thing
I
was.
just had two giant oil slicks.
Yeah, in the middle of the ocean for something.
Yeah.
Maybe it landed somewhere. And
The
they're
Lady
just
Di was swimming.
Maybe it landed somewhere and they're all just enjoying a nice day.
Yeah.
Having lunch.
Oh, that was the crash, too. There's the one that they're showing on Air Disasters, the guy was talking about.
Yeah.
A fucking, there was a coffin with a body in it that they were transporting that just fell into somebody's yard.
Oh, really?
So you come out and you look in your backyard, and there's just a coffin with a body in it.
How weird is that?
What
All
happened? A piece of
smashed.
it got sucked out or something on this one?
Yeah, the cargo door. And then they fucking, like, a few years later, the same thing happened again because they didn't do anything about the door. It was really some negligence.
Did the plane crash or did they land?
In one case, they landed. In another, they crashed.
I would hate to get sucked out of a plane.
Oh, 'cause you'd still be alive. You'd be
You never know. You might bang your head. Who the fuck? A violent yanking like that. Who knows if you go out without smashing your head on something?
Yeah.
This guy's going to explain everything. His name is Matt in Arizona.
Okay, Sully, you're on the...
You should be on the news, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
I just wanted to know why you guys aren't talking about the fact that there weren't any radio calls from the pilots to the tower.
We did mention that.
That's kind of...
We said there was nothing.
That's strange, too.
Yeah, it was very, very sudden.
That has to be very quick, then.
Maybe the pilot just had it with his life.
But the co-pilot probably had something. It's funny to be the co-pilot.
Yeah.
You got to say.
You know, you would think that if they if it was a catastrophic, mechanical failure or something like that, they still got time to drop from 36,000 feet to call the tower and say we're going down to get some type of location on them, not just pop off the radar and just disappear. Got to ask Neil deGrasse Tyson about that.
Maybe it was gremlins, Doc.
Wow. Imagine they're showing now, we're watching as we talk to you silently.
I don't need to watch this shit.
A plane going down, and it's actually pretty well shot. Like, the plane is nosediving, and they're showing a hole in the back.
Yeah.
And you can see the people hanging onto their seats, like, looking back at the hole.
These poor bastards are trying to
lift that fucking...
fly their plane.
Trying to lift it up and write it.
You think that raises your heart rate a bit?
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
The graphics are very good on this show.
This
they
is
do
really
good computer animations.
And now they're showing the plane it's diving into the trees or whatever, and they're trying to pull it up.
Pulling it up in time.
No, it doesn't look good. Unless they could fucking flatten it out and land oh, boy. Not good.
Oh, boy.
So, it is strange in this day and age that it's still a mystery. 3 days later, it's still a mystery. They just can't figure this one out.
How can they not have the black box automatically go somewhere?
That's what they were talking about all weekend.
Automatically go somewhere?
No, they actually said that. Why do you have to find the black box in this day and age when that shit should just be
on a cloud
at a central station or whatever?
Yeah, and then you store it or whatever, and then after a certain after a year, you get rid of it. If there's no problems,
that's amazing.
That would indicate.
They said that's just antiquated, technology. It's kind of stupid. They still have it that way.
It should be captured by some kind of a cloud device.
I bet you Alex Jones knows what happened.
Well, it's obviously the government was involved. False flag operation.
Yeah.
False flag operation. It's like the Gulf of Tonkin incident.
Planes don't just disappear.
Yeah, planes don't just disappear. Obviously, this is like 9/11 when the plane went to Cleveland. And they offloaded all the passengers who now still are, just missing.
You should ask Rich Voss. Rich Voss. Yeah.
Could be Bigfoot or aliens. That, too.
Voss is all about, mysteries and disappearing planes and trains. So.
Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is Planey McDisappear. I'm trying to get a flight on Malaysian Air. Can I get that?
Oh, Todd, this is no time to make jokes about that.
No, I'm just doing a phone scam.
Oh, you got him.
Gotcha.
Oh. All right. I was wondering.
Good choice, Travis. A good movie. According to Lady Di.
Yeah. Good Cheney with a Band-Aid on his head.
Wow.
When old people have to wear Band-Aids on their bald heads, God, is that just fucking, it's over,
it's
Johnny.
It's just sad, right?
It's just over very shortly once you got the Band-Aid on your bald head for something.
I fell down.
Yeah. I hit my head this morning.
But I'm okay.
I'm fine. I hit my life call alert.
That's not for me. That's for some old person.
Really?
Old lady. Shut up.
Sarah Palin's killing it at CPAC, I hear.
Is she?
Yeah, it's a big headline.
Yeah?
She reads Dr. Seuss. Green Eggs and Ham, is it?
Something tells me this is going to be
she's making it her own.
Real embarrassing.
Yeah. And people are saying she's killing it.
Bet she bashes the Democrats.
I bet she does.
I bet she takes a little shot at Obama. And jabs.
Oh, yeah.
Where are the jabs?
Jabs!
Let's listen to a little of this. It's 80 minutes long. Perfect.
Ted Cruz. He's got a clever way of doing it, too.
Ugh, I hate her.
Dr. Seuss. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk?
Did you fuck her?
Yeah.
That goofy hair.
Maybe I'll just ad-lib something. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. But there he was reading it on the floor of the Senate and through airwaves. He was telling his kids, "I'm thinking of you."
Oh, God, I can't stand that voice.
And I have 5 kids. I have 5 kids, so reading.
I'm not going to say a word.
Over all those
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was thinking.
especially by the time Trig was born.
Uh-oh.
So I had to spice it up a bit. And little Trig, lucky little fella, his bedtime story, now it goes something like...
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
What a setup.
I do not like this Uncle Sam. I do not like his healthcare scam.
Oh.
I do not like...
Oh, boy. I am douching out here.
What?
Fuck yeah.
This is your girl.
This is hot.
It's my girl.
This is your girl. Everyone knows.
My girl.
Beautiful.
She's taking shots at Obama. You should love this.
Oh, just you wait.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I do not like these dirty crooks or how they lie and cook the books. I do not like when Congress stills. I do not like their crony dills.
Stills.
I do
Stills.
not like this spying, man. I do not like, oh yes we can.
What is she doing?
She was almost vice president of the United States. Just fucking dunce.
I do not like this spending spree. We're smart. We know there's nothing free. I do not like reporter smug replies when I complain
shoehorn.
about their lies. I do not like this kind of hope, and we won't take it. Nope, nope, nope.
Oh, boy.
Be more funny.
This is going great.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box. Isn't this great?
Oh, fuck. Is that douchey?
I hate her hair.
Oh.
And she's such an amazing... She's a really good speaker, and she's got a tremendous poise on camera when she's like... But too bad that she's just such an asshole.
I do not like these.
Dylan Still?
I do not like these dills.
Isn't this great?
Oh.
So happy that caught on.
Isn't this great?
I love that guy.
Oh.
Well, people saying she killed it, so there you go.
Yeah, huh?
Well, your channel there. Fox.
Yeah.
They said she killed it.
Yeah, that she nailed it?
Yeah,
is that what they're saying?
They're saying it.
MSNBC is saying she had a terrible time.
Of course. Yeah, they're laughing at her, not with her.
I think it's aliens with this plane thing.
Oh, you think aliens took it?
That'll change the whole game. Don't you think that would change the whole game on Earth?
I don't think a lot of people would go flying anymore. If they could just be grabbed out of the air by a UFO.
You would never see your Nana again.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
that, man.
Yeah, you think the aliens...
Would that be a game changer, you think? We would probably start getting along better with each other.
Everyone just, like if you're flying, everyone's just looking out the windows, looking up like, what? Just waiting for a predator to come down and get you.
Imagine.
Oh, man.
Right now, they're just somewhere in a big, huge spaceship.
The plane's just sitting in a hangar on a giant spaceship. People are like, ooh, we don't know what to do.
Life as we know it would certainly change.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could prove that it was aliens that took this plane.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Would you ever sleep again?
Oh, that would be rough.
Oh, man.
Be thinking about that all the time.
But it's so strange that this thing is just gone and they just can't figure it out.
That ocean's crazy, though. You can't. Once something fucking falls in the water like that, it takes a long time to find something.
Yeah.
And I think it was only over water for a very short period of time. So the whole flight. But that also leads you to believe it was terrorism because they love doing shit like that. Like blowing it up over water.
Yep.
But why isn't anyone coming forward? Why do it if you don't come forward?
I don't know.
I think it was a dry run. Maybe they have issues with them, but I really think it was to test something.
Scary. scary shit.
Who
right
knows?
there,
The
yo.
person on the plane may not have even been the one who did. Who knows? It could have been baggage handlers or anybody who has access to the plane.
Yep.
Let's say hi to Steve in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Steve.
Boo.
Yeah. Steve.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller. I just wanted to give Jimmy shit about, he said she was almost vice president. I mean, I don't really agree with her, but have you looked at our vice president?
I like Biden. I have a lot, even though he says some dumb stuff or he kind of flies off the cuff when he talks, I have much more faith in his ability than I do in hers.
And he's a seasoned politician.
Right.
He's been around
Well,
forever.
Yeah, but that's the whole point, though. He's been around forever, and he talks out of his ass like 90% of the time.
Don't they all, though, Steve?
Yeah, he does say some dumb
Don't they
shit.
all?
He is an asshole.
No, yeah, they all do, but I mean, when you...
I think Sarah Palin is way worse than Biden, period.
But Sarah Palin, you can at least give, like, credit in the fact that she's only been for, like, a certain amount of time in politics, and she wasn't, like, on the national stage.
Well, you're right, but she was governor of Alaska for a while. It's one of the worst. Hold on. So I say it's one of the worst blunders ever by a political party was to have. Like, she was a terrible.
Yeah,
she just fell apart with basic questions.
They just needed 2 tits and a pussy on the ticket.
No, but, like,
That's it.
McCain sucked. Like, McCain was horrible. And if you look at they showed, I think it was the second Game Change book, or I forget what the name of it is.
The HBO show? The movie?
No, it was the second book that was off the. It was a sequel to the first book.
Oh my God!
But they pretty much pointed out how polling showed that his numbers increased because of her. Because his big thing was conservatives didn't like him.
Yeah, I understand that. People didn't like that was where that fucking nonsense poll came from. She's helping his numbers because he's a moderate and the arch religious conservatives don't like him. Fuck them. They would have voted for John McCain over Barack Obama.
Exactly.
No matter who his vice president was. So the stupid Republicans allowing this arch absolute conservative to be involved in the ticket like that when people were so tired of George Bush. They were dumb and they miscalculated. McCain was the only guy with a shot in the Republican Party to get elected because he was seen as a moderate guy and his war record, and there was something about him, like, he kind of agreed with liberals on torture and a lot of things. He was the only one with a fucking shot, and they blew it by putting that asshole in.
But to be honest, if he would have been elected anyway, it would have been the same thing, except like Republicans would have turned against Obama instead. They wouldn't have even turned against McCain.
Well, maybe, but maybe. I don't know, buddy, but I think there was a better choice for vice president. I just don't think she was the right choice. I think she came apart. Like in the Katie Couric interview, the more I learned about that, like Katie Couric, it wasn't this brutal interview. And the fact that Sarah Palin couldn't come up with periodicals she read, I know that that's just a momentary flub. But that's a politician trying to think on their feet. Or she had to read off the palm of her hand that time in that interview. It's like, if that's the way you think on your feet, how can you handle any crisis if you have that inability to handle the pressure of an interview?
That's true also. I mean, but like if you had like Gates's book when he mentioned how Biden was wrong on every single issue he ever had in front of him. Granted, he didn't have nice things to say about Palin either.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not saying Biden's the greatest, but
the comment itself was funny to me just because, like, every time I see the vice president, it's just.
Yeah, I don't think Sarah Palin would have been better.
Biden's
that's
a
for sure.
dope, and he's a career politician.
She would have been hotter.
Well, she would have been more fun, I guess, but.
Yeah.
When has the vice president gotten respect, though? Like, remember, like, when George Bush Sr. was Reagan's VP, he was known as a coward.
Yeah.
People said he had no backbone. He was not a man. He was a coward. Dan Quayle, blithering idiot. Al Gore. I mean, he didn't have as bad a reputation, but he was a bore. That was the worst kid. They called him a bore.
Probably fucking LBJ.
Dick Cheney was evil and terrible. Like, the vice president, I think a lot of times it just takes a lot of. He's a real barrier for the president sometimes. Yeah. And now Biden's an idiot. Like, there's always some shit the vice president takes.
Frank Underwood. House of Cards.
I don't watch House of Cards.
It's great.
I hear it's great.
Really good.
Fucking crazy.
I was True Detective.
Goddamn show's
I
crazy.
didn't see it last night. I'm one episode behind.
I heard it crashed to HBO Go.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a lot of people trying to watch that shit.
Damn.
Damn, what?
People were so pissed. There was a finale.
Yeah, we're
was that the finale?
Yeah, and they couldn't load the episode.
I'll watch
Oh,
it later.
man.
Well, I can tell them what happened. Should we just tell them what happened then?
Oh,
No.
Wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that.
Jimmy, you have your head stuck up your ass.
Well, let's see why.
Shit.
True.
Jimmy. No, literally.
Why are they defending Sarah Palin of all people?
Oh, boy.
Because I'll tell you why.
Because she's hot?
No, because people...
Because you have some fucking obsession with fucking your teacher?
No, it's
about political ideology.
No, I
People
understand.
defend their
That's what-
ideology no matter what the person is
Blindly.
doing.
That's one of the problems in this country. Go
Yes,
ahead,
sir.
Ron.
Yeah, well, you know, the whole thing here, and I'm not a big Sarah Palin fan, but you're talking about Sarah Palin not acting and coming back quickly in interviews. You got Obama, who doesn't say anything without a teleprompter. I thought you see some inconsistency there with your comments.
Hold on. I'll talk to you. I think that they all use teleprompters. I never faulted a politician. First of all, dude, you know this as well as I do. They don't even write their own speeches. And I mean, this is none of them. Obama, Bush, they all have speech writers, and they all use teleprompters. I'm not faulting someone for using a teleprompter.
You're not faulting someone for using a teleprompter, but she didn't use a teleprompter, and she got slammed.
Because
I mean, it's okay if Obama has the questions beforehand, but when she gets a question that she doesn't know, which is on some ridiculous subject that nobody gives a fuck about.
But do you see how...
Meanwhile, you got Biden. Biden's a friggin' idiot.
You see how you automatically... Like, I'm talking about... I'm talking...
Guy's finger on the button of a nuclear weapon. The guy's a clown.
Dude, the bottom line is this. Here,
I'm not a Republican.
how many times you can't talk to people? This is why we don't like taking calls like this. Because, like, you say something and I'm going to say something, and you're just blathering on.
Go.
That's what I was trying to do, and then you kept talking. The teleprompter thing.
What's
here's why that means something. Because in a debate, they don't have teleprompters. When they're all standing up there, they may have talking points, but when you're doing a live debate, they don't all have teleprompters there. So there are times where they have to kind of come off the cuff. You're making it a political thing. I'm saying I don't like her. So what does Obama have to do with her? They're different people. I'm not talking about ideologically.
No,
I hate
by
her.
saying you don't like her, you obviously love Obama.
Yeah, that's why. That's exactly everything.
That's how
wrong.
most of this country thinks.
Yep.
She stinks.
Why can't you just say
sir.
you don't like Sarah Palin without it meaning there's something deeper there?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Sarah Palin, but I don't like Obama.
I don't like Obama, and I don't like Sarah Palin. Period.
I don't like either. I'm a Ron Paul
Sarah Palin comes across like a dumb broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them are pretty bad.
She blew it.
That's a sad state of politics that we have in this country, where we have.
But why is Jimmy's head stuck up his ass? I don't think he's saying anything crazy.
Yeah, what am I
here.
saying that's so crazy?
He's stuck up his ass because he's saying he loves Biden. Biden is better. They're both.
I don't think Jimmy said he loved Biden.
You're either mishearing it or you're lying. You're either mishearing it or you're lying. This is why, by the way, the fact that you just babble over everybody is why you probably didn't hear what I never said I loved Biden.
One morning to talk and make your statements. I'm trying to make a statement in 30 seconds.
Yeah, but you're not going to do it because we're just going to cut you off. You just keep babbling.
I disagree with you.
I bet this guy didn't even drink beer in high school.
Dope.
I bet he didn't rip fucking bong hits or
He didn't
nothing
rip
cool.
bong hits before class.
Nothing cool.
No way.
You're saying I said something I didn't say. So either you're lying or you're just a dumb motherfucker.
Jimmy, you're making misstatements of truth here. Basically, what
Did I say I love Biden? Hold on, hold on. One thing at a time. Did I say I love Biden? You just said I love Biden. You just said I said I love Biden. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm saying that you like Biden over
You said I
Palin.
loved Biden, and I said I love Biden.
We're splitting hairs here.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. You're misquoting
Not
me.
at all. This is a broad
hairs.
stroke.
You're misquoting me.
You're basically lying and putting words in Jimmy's mouth. He absolutely did not say that he loves Biden.
Somebody else raised Biden. I didn't even raise Biden. Somebody called and mentioned Biden because I had mentioned Sarah Palin, so they're doing the same thing you do.
And then you said you loved Biden, Jimmy.
Oh, that's right. I did say that. You're right. Go ahead. Continue rambling, sir. Thank you, Anthony, for pointing that out.
Basically, what you're saying is, again, Sarah Palin.
See how annoying that is?
Oh, shit, that's great.
That's why it's not worth my time to argue politics with anyone. No one listens. They're just waiting for you to stop talking so they can talk.
No one listens.
No one learns anything from either side.
No, and that guy's still probably talking. He doesn't even know he's been hung up on. He's still talking.
Still babbling.
Into his cell phone.
Rambling
He thinks he's a real
on.
head of steam. So what do you think? That you're just going to talk, sir, and we're going to just stop? We're just going to shut up and listen to you for 20 minutes?
But I think if you listen to the show enough, we've taken shots at all the big players in politics. So if we take a shot at Sarah Palin today, it doesn't mean we're Obama lovers.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Why you can't
Obama lover.
why you can't take shots at your own party even.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to. It's amazing.
It's so weird to me.
Yeah, because there are plenty of Republicans I can't stand them. And then it's like, oh, what are you, liberal? No.
Right.
You're allowed to not like people in your own political affiliation.
People are so stupid.
They're dummies.
And somebody tweeted that Ron
Brainwashed.
Paul supporters are irritating assholes. Some of them are, but I like Ron Paul a lot more than I like any of them.
Did you say Ron or
I don't. Rand
Ron?
annoys me.
I mean Rand.
Even though he's probably very similar to us, there's something about
Ron.
Rand that strikes me as headline grabbing and phony. Yeah. Even though I know people go, no, he's a good friend. Fine. But I'm just telling you my opinion of him. I like Ron Paul a lot, though.
Right.
Why don't you vote for him, then?
Yeah, because I don't.
Well, then you don't have a right to say anything.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
You're making your statement. But, yeah, that's stupid, too, because aren't you making your statement by not voting?
Yeah.
Doesn't that kind of show you're unhappy with the system in place?
Then write in something.
Who?
I don't know. It's useless. It's all useless. I don't know why I vote in New York. For the president, anyway. I don't know why I even bother. It's not going to do anything. Democrats are always going to own New York.
Oh, God, yeah.
There's a couple of fucking states. There's a couple of districts in a couple of states that decide who the fucking president is.
Isn't that amazing?
And that's ridiculous.
That seems a little strange,
It's fucking ridiculous.
They gotta control it a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't want the people to have too much power, even though it's the power of the people.
I do like the idea. I forgot how they figured it out, but to use both the popular vote and the electoral college as a way to pick the president.
Whatever.
Because it's just fricked.
Yeah. Investigators perplexed, chasing all angles and missing plane mystery. Yeah, this one's a weird one. They're not being casual about it, like some, because they're over the oceans.
Yeah.
They're like, what the fuck? We should have known something here.
If you look down there, that's the New York World's Fair. Remember that Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
And then they saw dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Little claymation dinosaurs.
I want to ask Jim why he supports Ron Paul.
Okay.
That's Mike in Buffalo.
Hi, Mike.
Hold on a minute. Let's go, Mikey.
Hey, Jimmy, why do you support Ron Paul, buddy?
I will say I support him in comparison with the other two parties. One reason is I think that I like the fact that he feels different. Like, he feels like an ideological mix, because you have really, he's a religious conservative as far as gays are concerned and abortion, and I totally disagree with him.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that he has all these really weird, this weird variety of support, and I just feel like in a debate, he will talk about anything and he will address anything, and I think he understands the finances of the country pretty well. And hold on, I'm sorry. One more thing. I love the way he looks at the rest of the world, and we should stop it and mind our own fucking business. That's the big reason I like him. He wants us to mind our business.
I completely agree with you, but that's exactly why he will never get elected. I realize he just retired, but because he's so based on the Constitution, which I completely agree with, people think he's crazy because of how much he goes based by the Constitution.
Right. I like the wrong kind. Ron Kind.
Oh, what happened to Ron?
Remember Ron Kind?
Ron Kind ruled.
He's the wrong kind.
Is he?
Who is the guy? Who was the candidate?
Oh, that was against him?
Do we have those?
Ron Kind?
We haven't played those in a while.
Paul R. Nelson.
Paul R. Nelson.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Remember Paul
Can
R.
we get those? We haven't played those in a while. Fuck it.
Didn't we get him on our show?
Yes, we did.
Paul R. Nelson. We officially backed him. And
Yes,
he
we
lost.
did. I'm Paul R. Nelson.
The funniest thing about you guys with Paul R. Nelson was you guys goofed on him,
Yep.
and Uncle Paul called him, which had me cracking up.
Oh, wow.
Really?
That's not nice.
Don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Whatever.
All right, Mikey. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Is that the one, Sam?
They tried to make him
we got one?
evil. Yeah, wrong kind.
Yeah, the
10
wrong
years
kind.
ago, liberal lawyer Ron Kind was elected to Congress, and he's done almost nothing in the Congress since. And that's a good thing, because just about everything he's tried to do has been wrong. Ron Kind voted to take the words "under God" out of the Pledge of Allegiance. He voted to strip the 10 Commandments from our public buildings.
Good.
Ron Kind repeatedly voted for gay marriage and to force the
Rainbow
Boy Scouts
disco
to
ball.
accept homosexual leaders. He even voted to let illegal aliens burn the American flag.
He voted for that.
Congress, Ron Kind is the wrong kind.
That's killer.
The right kind of congressman is Paul R. Nelson.
Oh, nice.
This former Marine is a father of 4 who supports Wisconsin values. Paul R. Nelson will work to stop illegal immigration, to end our dependence on foreign oil, to win the war on terror,
How's he gonna
and to
do that?
defend traditional marriage.
I'm Paul R. Nelson, and I approve of this message.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Oh, that's not the one with the electrodes on the penises or something.
No, that was a good one,
Where's
too.
that one?
I like the music with the wrong kind. And then it's like, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Flowery sunshine music.
Yes.
He didn't want the gays to get married?
No. Paul R. Nelson, he doesn't like those kind of people. That's wrong kind, Ron Kind's cup of tea.
Right about now.
Oh, this is the Mega
I'm
Mix.
Paul R. Nelson. Check it out now. I'm Paul R. Nelson. Right about now. I'm Paul R. Nelson. Check it out now. I'm Paul R. Nelson. Right about now. I'm Paul R. Nelson. Check it out now. I'm Paul R. Nelson. Right about now. Paul R. Nelson. Paul R. Nelson. Thank God Almighty. Paul R. Nelson.
This was a great song.
Yeah.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
It fits so perfectly.
I'm Paul R. Nelson. I'm Paul R. Nelson.
Paul R. Nelson.
That goes on and
That
on
is
and
a
on and on.
fucking great remix, man.
I want the commercial, though, with the electrodes.
Yes, electrodes.
Yeah.
I have the audio.
Wasn't it the Aluskin or the Aluskin
yes.
lesbians or mating habits or some weird shit?
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
That guy ruled.
Yeah, Sam can't find the video. I've got the audio of the...
Oh, yeah, we don't need the video.
Sex studies ad.
Travis got it. Here.
With our servicemen and women facing death every day, what kind of congressman would try to gut military spending? The wrong kind. Ron Kind. That's right. Congressman Ron Kind is repeatedly voted to deprive our troops of the funding they need to fight for us. But Ron Kind has no trouble spending your money. He would just rather spend it on sex. That's right. Instead of spending money on cancer research, Ron Kind voted to spend your money to study the sex lives of Vietnamese prostitutes. Instead of spending money to study heart disease, Ron Kind spent your money to study the masturbation habits of old men. Ron Kind spent your tax dollars to study something called the bisexual, transgendered, and two-spirited Aleutian Eskimos, whoever they are. Ron Kind spent your tax dollars to pay teenage girls to watch pornographic movies with probes connected to their genitalia. Ron Kind pays for sex, but not for soldiers. If Ron Kind had better priorities, you wouldn't be having to hear this. Ron Kind is out of touch, and soon he'll be out of Congress.
I'm Paul R. Nelson, and I approve of this
And
message.
I approve of this message.
By the way, Ron Kind won by a landslide.
Yes, he did.
With his genital electrodes.
I think it was the teenage girls.
Teenage girls.
But this is why they're all scumbags.
I know.
Somewhere in a bill, there was some weird research thing.
Right.
And they make it sound like, oh, you know, he was campaigning for this.
I'm sure it was there was money.
Studying
that
the
was gonna
masturbation habits of old men?
Yeah.
Like that was an actual bill, or was that...
I'm sure it was something that was in a bill that said, like, this amount of money will be allocated for studies and grants, let's say.
Right.
And then just overall.
Oh, wow.
And then it got distributed to certain organizations that did those studies.
Right.
But Ron Kind didn't. He didn't say, like, give money to the sex teenage girl genital electrodes.
Fuck the soldier, put a battery on her clit.
Yeah.
There's a bill about Vietnamese prostitutes, really?
No. The wrong kind.
And there's the wrong kind standing up going, God damn, we got to pass this?
Clip it on her nipples.
Oh, they're sneaky fuckers.
They are sneaky. And then that one, he voted for a bill to allow illegal aliens to burn an American flag. Right. It was probably a bill, a freedom of speech bill, a First Amendment right to burn the flag. Right. And then you throw in, well, then they have the right to burn it too.
Right.
So they just make it sound a lot worse than it is.
And enough people buy into it, though.
Yes, they
Although
do.
not in this election, like we said. He won by a landslide over our pal.
65% of the vote.
65% of the vote from
our pal Paul R.
Nelson. Right about now.
Still in office.
What, wrong kind? Holy shit.
Yeah, he won again in 2008,
People are stupid.
2010, and 2012.
Wow. 2012, there was another election. How did we miss that one?
I don't know.
We should have been right on top of that.
That would have been fun.
And I can't find anything on what Paul R. Nelson
What's Paul R. Nelson doing?
No
Just
idea.
a family man.
What is he doing, man?
No idea. I can't find anything.
What?
You type in Paul R. Nelson into Google, it's all Opie and Anthony stuff. That's all it is.
Oh, that's terrible. Imagine being a politician and that's what comes up when you're Googled. That's the worst thing ever.
That's great. Love it.
Oh,
one for the knuckleheads.
Terrible. Yes.
Let me say hi to Sean in Brooklyn. Shawnee, what's up?
Hey, you guys are killing me. That line when the genital commercial, whatever the fuck it was, I spit my coffee all over my windshield.
Oh, what?
I love Paul R. Nelson.
Yeah.
Was it the electrodes to the teenage girls?
Yeah, I'm fucking sitting there listening to it right next to some dummy on Flatbush Avenue. I spit my coffee all over.
Right on, brother.
You guys are the best. Have a great night.
Thank you, Sean.
Night.
What the hell?
What time is it?
Did we miss out on
Daylight
something?
savings.
Did
is
the aliens get us too?
Spring ahead 12 hours?
Yeah, what ads?
What the
I am
fuck?
Paul R. Nelson. We'll do the water essay after the break. We're gonna end with the water essay.
Oh, right.
School teacher shows sex tape of herself to middle school class by mistake.
Whoopsie. How'd that happen?
Fired, so fired, though, right?
Oh, God,
Gotta be fired, so fired.
In Arkansas, a middle school teacher has apologized after accidentally showing her pupils a homemade sex tape.
What happened?
The explicit video showed the female teacher performing sex acts in quotations.
Oh,
what do you think that? A little hobbing?
Sucking dick.
A little hobbing, you think?
Fuck, is that awesome. What's
sex acts.
Like? She looked any good?
That's why she should get fired, because if they were able to see sex acts,
yeah,
wouldn't you be turning that off immediately?
Oh, yeah.
She said the steamy video had got mixed up with her lesson notes.
How did that happen?
The school has launched an investigation.
Oh, yeah.
That's just to see if anyone else was involved. That old gag.
Yeah.
My son says she was performing sex acts, so they talked to a father. The father goes, my son says she was performing sex acts. My heart goes out not only to my son, but other kids in the classroom.
Like, the fuck? How old are they?
Middle school is like...
Yeah, you're fine by that age. Stop.
My heart goes out.
You could look at...
Middle school's what?
Imagine seeing one of your teachers fucking giving head like that. It would be hilarious. Who wouldn't love that?
The father wants an apology and for something to be done.
Shut up.
Is this the news report, Sam?
What a pussy that father is.
Let's see how they do the news report.
Material of herself in class this
That audio.
evening. Thanks for
There's a problem. Can we boost the audio on that damn computer somehow?
Yeah, let's do that.
We've had a bad day with low audio today. There's nothing we can do on the computer itself or something. I can't crank this shit more over here.
Right about now.
That's how
Paul
I felt.
R. Nelson.
That's how I felt during the Pete Townsend story. Can't crank this
did
shit.
you crank it up a little? Gotcha. Jesus. Did you crank?
See.
You cranked. Let's see.
Hubert.
Well, Bob, after the school leaders say they are investigating what happened, they are not telling us exactly what actions were on the video, but they do tell us the teacher admitted to playing inappropriate material by mistake in class. That has one parent of a 7th grader upset.
7th grade's 13, right?
Of herself were incorporated with classwork.
Nicholas Tollerson says Wednesday his son came home from Forest Heights Middle School saying
What
he
the
saw
Wednesday?
video in class.
My concern is with him being in that environment.
And the video shows his son's teacher.
She was performing sex acts.
Little Rock school leaders say the teacher admits she showed an inappropriate video in class because they got mixed up in her lesson plans. But they strongly tell us it was a mistake and certainly not planned.
This guy's terrible.
Tollerson says the teacher actually called him after school to tell him what happened.
She sounded apologetic when she called? She did. Which she should have.
The father says he has sympathy for the teacher because she admitted it was a mistake.
This is a boring
but he
story.
also wants accountability.
My heart goes out to not only my son.
It's going to be all right.
The other
13, Jesus, relax.
My dick.
Tollerson says he had concerns the district is sweeping this issue away, and I took that issue to leaders.
This guy can't speak.
They are taking the proper disciplinary steps to make sure the teacher is held accountable and to prevent this from happening.
He's trying so hard not to have a dialect.
Oh,
you
is that
can
what that
tell
is?
He is tripping over his
Is
own
that like
tongue.
the guy that swallowed the bug?
Yeah, exactly.
When he went all ghetto?
Wow, was he trying hard? Well, more power to you.
You couldn't keep that in anymore?
No.
What a boring story, man.
That sucked.
I mean, the 13-year-old boy's going to be just fine. He's probably laughing his ass off with his friends.
Talking with his little
about
buddies.
it, going, holy man, did you see that? Right?
Yeah.
I don't think you're horrified by any of that stuff at that age, especially.
That age is all you're thinking about.
I'm trying to think what age. Anything over, like, 11, I would
When
say.
you don't understand it, then it would be a little scary.
But not.
If you don't know what's going on. But
7th grade is like 12,
at that point,
13, right?
You know what's going on.
Well,
You
maybe
know what time
15
it
or
is.
16.
Doesn't that tell you, too, if you're going to make a sex tape, do something before the sex. Lead up to it, so if you ever put it on accidentally, you know that, like, you and your husband should be playing Pictionary, and you know right after you shit in his mouth.
Yeah, so
make sure you show
get it
something
off.
first.
You see Pictionary.
Yes.
This is a very good question coming in from North Carolina. Chris, go ahead.
Chris, go.
Yeah, Opie, you reckon when that boy was talking to his dad about seeing a woman performing sex acts, you reckon he just went and tried to climb a tree after his dad tried to talk to him about it?
All right.
You did.
All right. I had a little, but I wasn't watching sex.
Yeah.
You know, it was the famous film in grammar school. I was in 6th grade, so I'm kind of with Ant's point. When you don't understand it yet, it's a little weird and strange to you. But 13.
Not putting up their numbers that early.
But I ran up into the apple tree because I didn't want to sit there and have my dad explain sex to me.
Dude, that would have been the most horrific thing. The thought of my mother or father telling me anything about sex is just, it would be insane.
And we got bamboozled that day. We went to school like it was any other day, but, you know, the teachers and the parents were in on it, where they called all the parents, said, all right, today we're showing the film.
Oh, boy.
And then we're going to tell the kids if they have any questions to go home and ask their questions.
Talk about this with your parents.
So then my dad goes, so how was school? And, you know, and said something about that. You know, I heard you saw the film today. You want to discuss it. And that's when I ran outside and ran up into the tree. And then he had to, like, kind of talk me out of the fucking
male
tree.
produces sperm.
I vaguely remember we were sitting on the couch and he was all of a sudden talking about my mom's boobs or something and how that comes into play. And I'm like, I don't need to hear this from you.
The penis becomes erect.
We didn't get any of that.
It is inserted into. Oh, the projector's all fucked up. What happened? Where's the AV kid that knows where to stick the pencil to fix it? Bop.
And your mom's vagina. My mom's vagina.
I don't want to know
what?
about that.
That's between you and her, Dad.
Your father put his erect penis in your mother's vagina.
Right.
He pulled out and came on her face the first few times. Just gets real graphic and uncomfortable.
When your mom's on her period, Daddy puts it where the poo comes out.
He might jam it in her shitter.
Right. But this will not make a baby.
No. That's the educational part. Oh, it won't.
Or he treats her mouth like a vagina and humps furiously while she struggles for air.
Daddy has needs that Mommy provides.
Sometimes he'll give her a chili dog. Daddy will duty on Mommy's chest and then put his erect penis between her breasts.
Your dad likes it when she reaches down and squeezes his balls.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Well, once again, this will not produce a kid.
Oh.
Right. Oh, God. Of course I ran into an apple tree.
Yeah, that shit's
I don't need my
fucking-
dad talking to me about that shit.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that from them. I didn't want to know anything about that. I remember fucking I was trying to find something, and I was going through the night table drawers in my parents' room.
Oh, I found my dad's condoms once.
It's just don't look in your parents' fucking night table, because there was a big fucking vibrator in there. And I'm just like, oh no, Mom's using a big vibrator.
See, that's what I miss about regular radio.
Remember that?
There's a bunch of bits we just can't do because this is a different service.
Yeah.
We used to have kids call up and go through their parents' drawers.
Yeah, we'd make them open up their
hilarious,
parents'
man.
drawers.
But I think we tried it on satellite. It doesn't
quite
work.
It's pretty funny though, man.
Because a lot of people just don't listen to this in houses, really.
Why are we like, turn it on? And it's like,
it was funny, man.
Some kids fucking
Those
turn
are some
it on
clips
his
you guys
mom's
should
vibrator.
find for when we do the look backs. That stuff was funny. We did that all the way back in Boston. We started that bit.
Damn,
we could try it. We could try it. I just don't know if it's possible anymore.
That's a tough one.
You know?
Yeah, because you don't get the casual listeners who just happen to stumble onto it.
Right. If we got kids out there and your parents aren't home, call us. I don't know.
I found nudes of my stepmom.
Oh, Jesus.
Like she wasn't even like a stepmom at the time. She was my father's girlfriend.
Ooh.
They finally did get married like years and years later.
That had to turn you on, though.
But I saw that. Yeah, they were like little Polaroids, and she was just kind of posing, like standing, posing. Oh. It's like, oh, yeah. I mean, like swap out to those tits.
Those are like serial killer photos.
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. It was either that or fucking the Cosmo Tells All in the back of Cosmo magazine.
Oh, those were good.
Yeah, there was like the
Holy
little one
fuck, I
nude.
used to do that.
There was a nude in the back.
No, it wasn't. It was
Cosmo Tells All.
It was stories or like...
There was a completely naked girl picture.
I don't remember the naked girl picture. I remember girls that were very busty in their bras.
Busty.
Very busty.
Cosmo had some great jacking material.
I guess they were like trying to sell some cream.
Yeah, huh?
They made them big.
Some tit cream. Well, why don't it make your hands bigger?
Remember the hypnosis guy?
Oh,
I loved him for a while.
I fucking hate hypnotists on the radio. Hate them.
This was a guy that hypnotized women on our show.
Yeah.
A few I think we did him at BAB.
Oh, God.
At AF, and then we're at NEW. We did him 3 times at 3 different stations.
I hate that. It was like...
The women would come in, he would hypnotize them, and all their boobs would be bigger by the end of the hypnosis.
Yeah, because it increased the blood flow.
Hey, and we weren't going to, like, challenge him on it.
No.
It sounded great to us.
Meanwhile, he's fucking cinching down on their tits for the initial measurement. Fucking pulling tight.
Hey, man. I like the guy a lot. I think we went out drinking with him. We did go out drinking with him at Ebenezer's.
In
Framingham.
Yes, Framingham, the train station.
Because he loved us, and he wanted to take us out because we were selling so many of his tapes at the time. I guess these tapes you could buy so you could do this at home. He had one of the greatest, maybe we can't even say it this way, in my opinion, one of the greatest scams going.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe we're not allowed to say that, Fisher.
I don't know.
But to me,
really
it seemed like it was a scam. And he made a lot of money off it, and radio stations booked this guy all over the country,
Crazy.
Man.
I never understood that hypnotist thing with, all right, now, you're right. When you hear the word sex, you're gonna get really hot.
Right.
And you're gonna be burning up. So do you like sex? Oh, I'm hot, I'm burning up. Ah! Fuck. Sucked.
All right, we got a couple good calls coming in. Hold on. Oh, man, there was another guy that was... whatever. It happens. Kevin in Jersey. Kevin.
Yeah, guys, when I was like 11 or 12, I was snooping through my parents' room looking for some loose change and stuff to go play video games. And I opened up my dad's dresser drawer, and there was a condom in there that had a rubber devil's head with its tongue sticking out attached to the front of it. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
You were supposed to put that on your dick?
Ew.
I didn't, and I guess she must have kept reusing it because it was in there for a while.
Oh, man.
It freaked me out, guys. Later.
Yeah, no shit.
Very funny, brother. Let's go to Canada. Tommy. Tommy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Tommy.
Hello?
Tommy. Tommy.
Hello?
Hi, Tom.
Tommy.
Hello? You there?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to say that 13-year-old about watching the tape in school. It's just, it was probably a couple weeks ago you guys were having a conversation about the weird shit kids used to jerk off to when they were young, man. I bet you, like, everybody in that class is just pounding themselves to that.
Like...
as soon as they got home.
Yeah, if you
as soon as they got home,
you bet.
A 13-year-old boy would absolutely jerk off to that. And I got to tell you, now that I'm a father, like, all right, my son's 13, he goes to class, and this happens, I would be like, well, I kind of, all right, well.
Tell me about it, son.
I want to know what...
I wouldn't be freaked out. I would figure, that's a horrible mistake the teacher made, but I wouldn't be all up in arms and crap. Not if he's 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, he's digging that shit already.
He's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Even if his teacher's ugly, he's stared at her tits countless times.
Thinking about it.
Now he got to see him.
You know what?
I had an old Spanish teacher. She had to be at the time in her 60s.
Oh, jeez.
And I always wished I could see down her shirt.
Ew.
And she was not even close to a looker. But when your hormones are happening at that age, it didn't matter what they looked like.
It's like maracas.
But when they lean over and their tits touch your shoulder to help you.
Oh, all that
You
stuff.
want 'em.
All that stuff was ridiculous. Yes, Tom.
Hey, I just got to work now, but I got to say one more thing. Which one of you guys likes Asia? Anthony, right?
Yep, Anthony loves Asia. Why?
What?
First supergroup Asia.
First
I
supergroup.
pretty much have had enough with Anthony talking about Asia. It was a fun little bit for I don't know, like a week or two.
Yeah.
But fucking guy just keeps going with the damn thing.
First supergroup. When did they come out?
I don't know, Ann. What? This is your thing.
Oh, I would think 81, 82.
Okay, then I think they'd be the second supergroup because Bad Company is a supergroup, and they're like...
Bad Company.
Well, that's why Ant's Asia bit is brilliant.
Oh,
Let me tell you why your Asia bit
please
is brilliant.
do. I'd like to hear.
Because everyone knows there were supergroups before Asia, so for you to say it's the first supergroup Asia, that's the brilliance of the bit.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
And it frustrates people out there because they all know there are other supergroups.
That came
But wait,
before.
was that did Anthony know that when he said it, or did he say it at first not knowing because he's a bit of an idiot? And
No. We all know Anthony's highly intelligent with his concepts for the radio show. What I love about it, Anthony, and like the Asia bit, for instance.
Sure.
Yeah, he makes people think. It's not right on the surface. They go home with that shit and go, God, was that brilliant.
Exactly.
Might not get the laughs right away, but it gets you thinking after the fact.
All right, that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I answer your question, Jimmy?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Now I get it.
All right, Tommy.
I'm circled by you guys now.
What?
I feel like you've just been leading me in circles about this Asia shit for fun.
Maybe.
No. All right. Thank you, sir.
Talk later.
All right, let's say hi to Jake in Seattle. I got to admit, the phones were sucking today, but I think we're back on track.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's go, Jake.
Gonna wake my kids, Jake!
Jake?
Jake.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up?
Right about now.
I'm Paul R. Nelson.
So,
yep.
In high school, I was partying at my buddy's house, and he got all fucked up. So I went snooping in his mom's room, found a dildo, and started fucking him in the mouth with it.
Wait, that's a little different than what it says you want to talk about on the, which is fine. It said, I made my buddy suck his mom's dildo.
Oh, he woke up, and I kept making him do it.
Yeah, you made him?
You shoved...
What, you were fucking your friend with his mom's dildo?
Yeah, I grabbed her
mouth
dildo,
fucking him?
and I was shoving it in his mouth, making him deep throat it.
What I miss?
Just the idea that he would do that to his sleeping friend.
Friend's sleeping. He puts
I'm just thinking, if I was his friend, I would just pretend to be asleep.
his own mom's dildo. Oh, wow.
That's such a
sick.
teenage guy thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Your friend dozes off and you find his mother's dildo and put it in his
Shove it in his mouth.
What is that? Hey, what is that? It's your mother's
fucking
dildo.
mom's dildo, you fucking guy.
Dude, when you wake up with something in your mouth and say, what is that? There's no answer worse than your mother's dildo. Your father's dildo is the only answer that's worse.
All right, listen, the phones are lit with the most ridiculous fucking things I've ever seen.
I love it.
I got to move on quickly because I don't want to lose any of these guys. Bobby in Kentucky, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hi.
My goal here is to get Jim a little harder. I think I can do it. But when I was 15, my uncle and his aunt used to live with grandparents in the basement downstairs. So I discovered, trying to retrieve a shirt out of their room, that she would sleep with her shirt off, no bra, nothing. And, during them summer days, sometimes that blanket would come off a little.
Oh.
And I would sneak in, and I always told myself, I was like, one day I'm going to work myself up to touching it.
Oh.
And
your own aunt's boobs?
By marriage.
That's fine. Oh, by marriage. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. By marriage. Yeah,
we're good. And
he goes, yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
I never could get the balls to actually touch it, but man, those supple C's are just, it burns into my memory.
So you would sneak in and just watch her sleep because her boobs were exposed.
Her tits were out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I probably would have done that too.
Yeah.
How old were you though? 30? 32? Oh, okay. All right.
Got to catch the peak.
Right.
Yeah.
I love peeking down a girl's shirt and seeing a nipple, man. It never gets old. Never.
Oh, that's great.
I remember the first time I did that, I was really young, and my parents went to a vacuum cleaner store, and the girl who was, like, showing them the vacuum cleaner was, like kneeling. I was just standing, staring right down her shirt at her tits.
It's called an abortion clinic, by the
way. It's true. And they were saying something about retroactive, and they were putting me out. I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they honoring me?
I was at the playground this weekend. This reminded me of something I totally forgot about until this second. A woman was breastfeeding in the open off to the side.
Oh.
But she was far enough away that she was doing her own thing. And I'm walking with my son, and I went, oh, my God, is that like Jimmy just said, a boob? I'm like, oh, my God, that's amazing.
I want to see it.
And at that moment, I kind of took the stick my son was playing with, and I kind of like put it down and just, I didn't want him having this dumb stick anymore. And then as I walk by the lady, I'm now with my son again, and I'm like, man, I want another look.
Another peek.
And at that moment, like, God intervened, because my son goes, Daddy, where's my stick? And I went, oh, let me go get that for you.
Oh, I got it.
And he said it loud enough where I know she heard, so now I had the excuse to double back without looking like a creep. So I got my second peek.
Did she see you? Did she catch you peeking?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. No, we're pretty good at that, right?
You did that home.
Or she probably knew that I was like,
side of your eye where you wind up 2 seconds of looking and you get a headache for 10 hours because you've overextended your eye muscles to look to the side.
No! Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay, this is one of the other ones we wanted. George in East Brunswick. George.
Yeah, I was in the 6th grade, and I had this really hot-looking teacher, and she had, this was the 70s, she had hair down to her ass, long straight hair. She was so sexy, but she had the nerdy librarian glasses, and she was reading a story to the class, and I remember I was just staring at her tits the whole time. I didn't hear a word she was saying, but the whole time I was just absolutely fixated on her tits, and it got so bad, so obvious, she had to get up in the middle of telling the story and put a sweater on because I couldn't take my eyes off her.
This is bringing back memories of being a teenage boy, man. It was out of control.
Yeah.
You were just on automatic. You didn't even realize what you were doing. You did it.
I mean, we still look, but do you remember, like, everything was a turn-on back then? Everything.
And the work you'd go through to try to catch a sneak peek.
Right.
Kids these days, like, just walking around with a phone, you have the most giant collection of hardcore pornography at your fingertips. Every kid has that. You don't understand what it was like to have to search that shit out.
Right. You would go through magazines and if you were lucky enough to get dirty magazines, that was great. But
gold.
You would go through regular magazines trying to find something that might be a bit of a turn on or whatever.
Panty ads or fucking bikinis.
It's a joke that's been done a million times. Where like the African tribe pictures even were just amazing.
Man. I went with the
turn-ons.
Tahiti girls.
Tahiti.
Like Tahiti was
boobs,
a little.
Man.
Nah, they were better than the African ones. That's for sure.
Tahiti boobs, please.
Those African boobs. It's like, oh, look at this girl. She's 13. She's stepping on her nipples. Fucking terrible.
You remember when you find a high gloss hardcore porn?
Oh yeah,
the high gloss ones.
Oh yeah,
they had a circle with the price on the front, only $9 or whatever it was.
Yes,
you would protect that, man. Like, God, here comes the bit. You would protect it like it was,
like it was a dirty magazine.
There you go. What was that Tahiti girl?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a little young there.
Yeah,
Sam.
it looks like a guy anyway.
What are you doing, fucking
Sam? Is that your thing?
What's that?
Yeah,
young
his hair like Sam.
Sam Townsend.
Young Tahitian broads. Is that what you're into? There you go.
There you go. Look at that. That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
and National Geographic used to have those.
I'm thinking of I'm
African ones were terrible.
No, I'm there was some island they had like more pointy and
what was it? Yeah,
let's try the Philippines.
South
what the hell?
Pacific Islands.
Let's go with the Philippines. They had a unique type of boob.
Yeah.
It wasn't Tahitian.
Something with the South Pacific.
Let's go Filipino or Philippines national. Is that the same woman? They just
Bali? B-A-L-I? Maybe.
We're going to go Bali?
I don't know. I'm looking at what
these guys know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
They had a unique... Oh, Bali's looking a little promising.
Filipino, yeah.
Bali looking a little promising.
You think they all had the same kind of weird titties?
I don't know. Maybe it's just my dumb imagination. I thought they were kind of like...
Bikini Island, after the blast.
Nah.
They got mutant tits. I don't know. Those South Pacific ones, they're pretty good.
Let's see.
You ever see that movie, Bounty? It's the Mutiny on the Bounty with Mel Gibson? The chick that he's with in that one is pretty hot. She shows some funky tits. Nice.
We used to go into the dumpsters and find pornos. Yeah, of course. What are you, a rookie?
Or that smell in the woods.
Of course.
Remember the smell of the magazines in the woods because they had been rained on and shit?
After a good rainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tug your pud for weeks.
Tug your pud.
I would. I'd go fucking pud tugging.
Pud tugging.
Can we do a quick break? I got a leak.
Me too.
And then we might do the water essay.
Oh, right.
Let's save time for the water essay, and then more of the stories.
Why are you calling Sam that?
You see.
Oof. Implying that he was talking like a gang member. Yes. We're going to do the water essay.
Follow the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter.
That sounded different.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the remastered.
Oh.
Remastered version, yeah.
Or mastered to begin with.
That was a good sounding tune right there.
I'm eating Jimmy's half of his wrap because Jimmy hates throwing anything away.
He does not like food being wasted.
So I figured I would help him out today.
Food. All right. That looks pretty dandy right there.
Yeah, my health drink didn't do it today.
Is that not enough boost?
I didn't put boost in or nothing.
Oh, man.
You didn't put a boost in?
No.
What are you doing?
In my health shake.
Well, it's the same thing as before. I think it's just a NutriBullet.
Oh.
Oh, what?
You don't.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Make sure they edit that out of the replay. It's a health shake.
Health shake.
Blueberries, spinach, and pineapple.
Damn.
No boost, though?
Nah, I got lazy with the boost.
Oh.
Jimmy, you hate throwing things away, right?
Do you mean sandwiches?
Everything. But food, too.
Yeah, I do throw them away, though. Like, I actually
it really bothers you, though, I think.
I throw most food out of my fridge. Why, is that not good?
What?
Oh, I thought you found something that was bad.
No, I was just making a comment, but I figured I should say it to you.
Well,
I've noticed over the years that you don't like throwing stuff away at all.
Nah, I tend to hoard and save, but I throw food away like in my fridge a lot because I buy it and don't eat it. Eating food that's bad is never an issue for me. I'll fucking throw it out. If I suspect it's bad, it's all going.
When in doubt, throw it out. Yeah. That's my rule of thumb.
That's a great rule of thumb to have.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to have a rule of thumb, that's the one to have.
Oh, yes.
But, yeah, it's funny. I hoard weird shit.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink is my rule of thumb. My rule of stinky thumb.
Eddie?
GH, Jim doesn't like to waste things.
Doesn't like to waste.
I don't like to waste. I don't like to.
Like his old clothes, he donates to poor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
less fortunate people.
That's true. I have some more to give you too, by the way.
You like throwing out. You like throwing out vowels.
I don't like.
Lice.
Yeah, you go to the Goodwill bin thing.
I give him the Kenny knows where there's one on the way to his house.
Those anymore?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a tax deduction, Anthony.
What, so you got to think up whatever the value is on those clothes?
Yeah, you just
and then deduct some of it.
I don't make it up. I give a truthful thing.
Yes.
They're $1 million per shirt.
Easy on the Goodwill thing. I got some fine shirts over the years.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I donated my entire wardrobe back in 1999, I do believe. It's when my lovely ex-wife decided to throw all my shit in there.
Oh.
Yep. All those booze and beer T-shirts. Yeah.
Man, she wanted it to hurt, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever. A woman scorned. What are you going to do?
Right.
Like she thought it was going to work out.
But she was in on it.
I know. Exactly.
Weird.
You can't go trolling for bitches together and then expect me not to want to fuck them when you're not around. That's my other rule of thumb. Fuck the girls in the threesome even when the wife ain't around.
It's a good rule of thumb to have.
That's what I said.
Even if the wife doesn't know it's a threesome. Like I've done that in relationships. Well, no, it's just a threesome that she's never been aware of.
It's just a threesome. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
Who would make that rule and assume it's going to not be broken?
I know. It's ridiculous. Obviously. No way I was going to not. Oh, wait. Well, my wife's not here. I think I better keep my dick in my pants.
Some people make the threesome rule that you can only receive oral from the third party.
Oh, yeah?
What do you mean by some people, Sam?
Yeah, what do you tell us?
Nicole.
Oh, Nicole, right. I did hear that one.
Nicole?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She says no fucking, but she wouldn't mind if her hubby got a blowjob from some chick that was with them.
In a threesome.
In a threesome. But he can't fucking climb aboard and start pounding?
No.
What the hell's wrong with her?
Does she have that baby yet?
Not yet.
What the hell is she waiting for?
Yeah, what is that? That's got to be a long time now.
This month, I think.
About 9 months.
9 months?
Yeah.
What is she waiting
gestation
for?
period for a human? 9 months?
Yeah.
Something like that. Is it closer to 10 now?
I don't know. Let me say hi to Pat in Monroe, New York, because we're going to learn about the plane crash and what happened.
Well, thank goodness.
Screw the news and the experts.
Yeah.
Pat knows.
Patty. From Monroe.
Go ahead, Pat.
What's going on? Yeah,
Monroe.
I don't know yet, but I'll know when I find out.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a little Lady Di thing there. I'll know when I find out.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, when I find out, I'll let you guys know, too.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Thanks.
Blood test predicts Alzheimer's risk.
Really?
So I guess if you're bleeding and you think you spilled ketchup on yourself.
Yes. Hey, I hear a blood test predicts Alzheimer's.
Oh.
I just said that.
Oh, see?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yada-da-da-da-da.
Yes, you know what my favorite song is? Hey! I want to open my shows with that.
Who wouldn't?
Is that annoying?
It's so annoying.
By the way, all fucking weekend.
What? I got a bad case of diarrhea.
No.
No?
Oh, you weren't here for
No,
a bad
it's
case
not.
of diarrhea.
Get over it.
Oh,
Get
yeah,
over
that's
it.
the best.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Something.
Pitching a fit.
Yeah.
Before that. Whining and crying and pitching a fit. You don't pitch fits?
Who pitches a fit?
Not at all.
It's fucking the 1900s.
Exactly.
Well, it's actually the 2000s. But you pitched a fit back in the 1800s, I do believe. It's when much of your fit pitching was done.
That's right. When one of them didn't make your mint julep properly.
Right.
Here's the deal. We don't have enough time to do the water essay, so we're going to do the water essay tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is we got a few minutes to kill. So can we do a bad case of diarrhea and call it a day?
Oh, man.
For how long?
That was annoying.
Until we've done it for today.
What is that bad case of diarrhea?
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea.
They are trying to say diarrhea, but it comes out diarrhea.
I like Metal Baby better.
You do?
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I
Have a bad case of diarrhea.
You've got about 5 minutes left.
Ah,
Love
perfect.
duty.
See you guys tomorrow unless Jimmy has a plug.
Yeah, of course. Jimmy always has a tour himself. March 20th through 22nd, Virginia Beach. Tampa, April 11 and 12. April 24th through the 27th, Caroline's in New York.
I'm going.
Good. The same shit you saw.
I don't care. I love seeing Jimmy.
Oh, we'll be there, Jimmy.
I will update my stuff.
By the way, this video is how long again? 10 hours?
10 hours.
This is 10 hours. This is 10 hours. And there's nothing else going on. See you tomorrow.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
So, isn't this great?
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Hamburger!
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
OMG!
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Okay. Save it for the field. It's time to rock.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Holy shit!
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Okay.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Okay.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Okay.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. 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 I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
Well,
I have a bad
no
case
shit.
of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of...
The Opie and Anthony Show has drawn to a close. Stay tuned to reflect, relive, and get the story behind the story of the finest moments of